And we're live. Roll up, ladies and gentlemen. Party people, roll up, gather, come join. One man went to Mo. You know how we do it. It's that time of the night again, 10:30. One man went to Mo time. You should have it on your schedule by now. One man went to Mo. Gather, come join. Roll up, say hello as you are coming in. The hyperlink is there if you want to come join me live on screen. Plenty to discuss. Matters are rising. Roll up. One man went to Mo. Join. Gather. Where are you people? Come, join. Sit. Madame Monsieur. Where are you people? Say hello as you're coming in. One man went to Mo. Plenty to discuss, as I said. So join, gather, come in. Let me have your attention. One man went to Mo. We need to hit a certain figure before we kick off. Say hello as you are coming in. One man went to Mo. Come join, gather, roll up. One man went to Mo. The thing that you see there where it says click to join me live on screen. So if you want to come join me live on screen, then just click on that and then you come join me live on screen. One man went to Mo. Buhari has been a bad boy. So plenty to go through, as I said. Fayemi defending the Buhari regime. Kanu defending Father Mbaka. And what's it called? Hope Uzodinma threatening fire and brimstone against the IPOB movement. So no changes there, but new developments still. Gather, hi Chichi. Let's just get straight into it. I'm not sure which one we're starting with. Let's start with Fayemi actually and see what he has to say. So, yeah. So breaking, insurgency in Nigeria declined since 2015, a headline attributed to the Ekiti State Governor, KAYODE Fayemi. So, of course, this may well come as a surprise to you, especially if you're a resident in Nigeria. So according to the Ekiti State Governor, you've never had it as good as you have it under this present climate that the country is under. Again, the headline, insurgency in Nigeria has declined since 2015. The headline attributed to the Ekiti State Governor, KAYODE Fayemi. So now let's now see how he justifies this outrageous statement. Chairman of Nigeria's Governors Forum and Ekiti State Governor KAYODE Fayemi says the insurgency in Nigeria has declined since President Major General Muhammadu Buhari retired, took over the wheels of governance in 2015. The ex-minister also said everyone is living in fear, let me start that entirely all over again. Chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum and Ekiti State Governor KAYODE Fayemi says the insurgency in Nigeria has declined since President Muhammadu Buhari took over the wheels of governance in 2015. The ex-minister also said everyone is living in fear, adding that though progress has been made in the country's counter-insurgency, his party, the All Progressive Congress, which is in government at the center, can do better to secure lives and properties. Fayemi spoke on Saturday at the 2021 edition of the platform, an annual conference organized by senior pastors of the Covenant Christian Center Lagos, Kwepoju Oyemade. When asked by Oyemade to score the APC government on a scale of 1 to 10, Fayemi initially declined, saying, "You cannot be judge and jury in your own case." But Oyemade pressed and said, "I will ask you back because you are coming from the Anglican Communion where you spoke to them as a Christian. When God created heaven, he judged it and said it was good. So you should be able to evaluate and judge." Fayemi then reluctantly took up the challenge and said, "Yes, I was involved. Yes, I was director of policy and research for the APC in our presidential campaign in 2015. The original one, not in 2019. By 2019, I was in Ekiti. I was a foot soldier in the campaign then. In 2015, we promised many things, but the greatest respect, I think the most attractive promise that people bought into was our integrity. Oyemade interjected and said, when countries run into trouble, they run to a general. The country believed there was a security problem then. Fayemi replied and said, it was because the majority believed in the integrity of the general to deliver on the issues that they were mostly agitated about: security, economy, anti-corruption, all encapsulated in the change agenda. You could argue that we have put a lot of effort in those areas, but have they earned the kudos of the people as they should? No, they haven't, because we still have insecurity in the land. Many may disagree, but I will argue that at least on insurgency, it may be a distinction without a difference. We witnessed a decline. In relation to the problem of insurgency, which was the most prominent in 2015, when we were coming in, remember the United Nations house bombing, the churches that were burned. Abuja was a no-go area, the Northeast, but that problem witnessed a decline in the first 4 years of the Buhari administration. The governor, however, said the insurgency has resurfaced because of the proliferation of arms, as well as the problem of nations along Nigeria's border, exacerbated with the assassination of Idris Deby of Chad. He further noted that Buhari government and the APC were committed to ensuring the safety of lives and properties of Nigerians. So that's a pass mark from Fayemi. African, oh, you've changed your name again.
No, you see, I am African.
Oh, I am African. So we have another African. What are you making of it? It's a pass mark, according to the Ekiti state governor for the Buhari regime. What are you scoring then?
So who is kind of like fooling who?
It's beyond ridiculous, isn't it? It's telling us that we have seen a tapering down of insurgency within the...
Is it APC?
It's APC, of course, yeah.
Yeah, it's all about politics, you know. It's all about politics, so because it's not. It doesn't want to say anything that we kind of like upset his boss in the other side of the the other side of the pond.
Meg, we see you, but he should have declined that question in its entirety, because not only have we not seen any decline, we have also seen a new. We have also seen a new dimension with now new forms of insurgency adding on to the existing insurgency. We have the headsmen now on top of the Boko Haram thing, which is a new phenomenon, and Boko Haram has not abated. They continue to seize territory, and we have elements of now kidnapping and just general lawlessness in the country. And this guy is arguing that insurgency has been pulled back.
It's the thing about politicians, you know, like whatever question they put to them, they are always going to say something, whether it's rubbish or whatever. They're always going to come up with something, and then, you know, people like listening to them will be like thinking, like we are talking about it now. We'll be thinking like, what world is he living in?
Yeah, are you on a different planet?
Is he out of his mind, or what is he talking about? So, but they don't really care. They don't care. They just
I don't think, because you see, they are so Meg, what are you making of that statement, by the way, by Fayemi, that hello?
I'm listening.
Yeah, I was asking, what are you making of that statement by the Ekiti State Governor Fayemi, that there's been a decline in insurgency in Nigeria since 2015? I don't know if you are hearing reports from people you may know in Nigeria. So what feel are you getting in relation to what this man said?
To me, I feel he's just trying to live in denial. Hey, it's unfortunate that the politicians in Nigeria, they are playing with security. It is well known that terrorism in Nigeria is hype now. In fact, I saw something on Google. Nigeria is number 3 most terrorized country presently.
Well, The United States is asking its citizens not to visit most parts of Nigeria anymore. A level 3 alert is what they have escalated Nigeria to in America, and the governor is. Sorry,
his own calculation, or maybe he's not in Nigeria. He may be governing a state from another planet. Maybe.
You know,
we have technology, so we don't know.
You're welcome.
Did he not see? I mean, did he not see on live TV, on national TV, on the channel when another governor was saying that okay, even Abuja is not safe.
He was crying, Governor Tom. He was crying.
I'm talking about governor of Niger State. Niger State. You remember he was saying that Abuja is like 2 hours away from where they said Boko Haram
exactly
their flag.
The same Ekiti State is under siege. Like was not the voice again. The voice message that was viral, that voice viral message all around. Ekiti State has more than 4,000 Fulanis imported into their forest.
Oh yes, Isaac was saying that yesterday.
So why is he pretending? Why is he lying? Why is he lying? Lori Ro.
But I think really, I think this is really playing to the 2023 elections, because of course he's now playing his politics now. Isaac, welcome. Did you hear any of that? Ekiti State Governor telling us that the Nigeria is a lot better than 2015.
Well, I didn't. Oh, sorry. I didn't. No. He cannot say that. He is just stupid. He, according to him, he was on Channel TV. I think it was yesterday when he was babbling there. I think that guy was. He's just crazy, because now that is what we have been saying. People that are well to do, they don't really care. They just they can say anything they want anytime they can, because they are so comfortable in their comfort zone. So they say anything they want, they do anything they want, they do with it. He's just being stupid. He cannot say that, because
do you think it's playing to? Do you think it's playing to 2023 politics already? Trying to align himself with the Northerners by showing back in for Buhari.
Yes, he don't want to offend his masters. We know all this, because if you go to House of Rep, House of Senate, these are the people that have been either governor before or commissioner for something, or had one political position in the previous dispensation. So you see them, most of them are governors. So he don't want to offend his paymasters. He was even talking that okay, well, even Nigeria is even better than Canada. I just laugh.
No, he should be slapped for saying that. Maybe he should bring his children to come and live there. It should have asked him if his children are living in that country.
He did mention that. When you, I know that Canada is a very popular destination for people, but you should remember that there is a ceiling glass in Canada. Then I just said to myself, I said, look at this punk. Even in the same Canada you're talking about, you there's a security. You can open your door. Nobody. Okay, like where I am right now. Sometimes when it was very hot, I can just open my door wide. Nobody is coming to my house. I see police 24/7 patrolling my city. So 24/7, and then when they see you and they interact with you, the two of you shout and you go on your business.
Imagine if they were living life in Nigeria as they live in the UK, where your fence is like about 4 feet. There is no gate on any space. And you just drive into your house and park and just open your door that is made of glass. Imagine if that was the case in Kaduna State. It'll be a bloodbath, wouldn't it? Africa Wala. Go on, Isaac first, and then Africa Wala.
No, because something else I was going to say actually is that we keep on saying that they are kind of like it's the same set of people that are recycling. I don't really think there's any problem with recycling, because when you look at politics everywhere in the world, it's the same. You know, like you go to Obama or whatever. Usually, or Clinton, they usually would have gone to the governor or senator, whatever, before they become. They don't, well, apart from Donald Trump, but most of the time they don't really jump. But the actual problem is the corruption. If when you're a governor, you do your job properly, or then you become senator, you do your job properly, and then you become president. There's no problem with that. But because they don't even do the basic thing that they need to do, the basic amenity they need to provide, they don't do that. So
Please,
that's where the problem is, when they kind of like the same set of people then going on.
Yeah, Meg, you're about to say something.
Thank you, sir. I just want to add to what I Am African is saying. You see, Nigerian political structure is corruption enabled. When I say corruption enabled, it is arranged, prototyped to format you to corruption, to a corrupt person. Immediately you join politics in Nigeria, automatically the virus will catch you, then you automatically become corrupt. So it's not your fault, it's just what you are forced to work with. There is no proper structure of governance for the people. You see, government that is structured for their pockets is what we have in Nigeria, not government for the people. So that is why I'm saying it is a fundamental error. So if, for example, if I become a politician in Nigeria, or I want to become a governor, you see, I will fall into line. Conditions will come. The way it is being structured in Nigeria, I must follow. For example, in my house, PDP, let's say I join PDP, you will have house leader 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They will all collect allocation given to me when I become governor. And I also want to shine now. I want to pay back my loan.
The pressure from friends and family alone. Somebody that you met in primary school 10,000 years ago, the moment you become even councillor of some ramshackle local government, is straight on your door. Padi me or rotting me money.
Nothing will be left for me to use to manage the state. Okay, now my friend from primary school will come and say, give me contract. Then contract of maybe the job may not be more than 1.2 million. But because there are no checks and balances, nobody to check me, you understand what I have fallen into? I have become a lord unto myself. So I can say, okay, I will give you 120 million to go and do a contract of 1.2 million. And in fact, I will not remember to cross-check or to check to see if the contract has been executed, because I am busy still stealing for my house leader and all the people that put me in government. That is the problem of Nigeria. We need to scrape everything.
You see, Meg, just speaking to that thing that you said, if you mute yourself, because we hear a lot in your background, just to what you said, part of a good percentage of the problem is really that contract that they award. And the problem with that contract is that mobilization fee that they give them. So somebody is awarded a contract, they'll give them about 40% upfront as mobilization fee. They'll just go and dump about 3 or 4 trailers of cement at the site, and that is the contract done. So they just loot all of the money. So what they should be doing, by my reckoning, is that when they award you that contract, that will be sufficient enough for you to take to the bank and take a loan. And then when you do the job up to one point, then you get paid, and then you service that loan. What says you, Isaac, then Africa, and then we go on to the next story?
I think you are very right. Though, as I always say, because I do little political science anyway, so almost all politicians everywhere you go in the world, they are almost the same. I was talking to one guy because I have a lot of friends here when we chat. Then they said to me, "Oh, government is so corrupt. Government is so this." I just laugh. I said, you guys don't know what is going on. You don't know what you're talking about. I said, okay, now, the government here, when you have 100 million, they will try as much as possible to spend 99 million on citizens. Right? Then the 1 million my gone somewhere that we don't really know. But they still spend 99 million out of 100 million on citizens. I said, take, for instance, another place where you have 100 million and the politicians spend 99.5 million for themselves. And the remaining 500 that still remaining, they still cut out of it. Rather than give you 10,000, they will give you 5,000. So, like, I want to mention something about what African Wala just said. Truly, there is no problem if we have, even if we have one leader. No, I'm not talking of president. Like House of Representative, you just move from maybe from House of Governorship to Senator or to Representative. There is nothing wrong in that. In as much you are doing the right thing. Justin Trudeau has been Prime Minister now, I think 3 consecutive times now. He has been a politician since when he was something like 30-something years.
Is he still under 50? Is he still under 50?
Under 50, yeah, he's still under 50. In New Brunswick, last 5 years, we had a guy. That guy was just 28 years, between 28 and 30, when he became Premier of New Brunswick. Ted, what's the name of this man? Ted Cruz. This guy's in US. It's
Ted Cruz.
No. It's what's the name of this man?
What's his role?
Kennedy. Okay, Ted Kennedy.
Okay, yeah.
You know, he died about I think about 6 years or 8 years ago, right?
Right.
Okay. Before he died, because I follow them well. He has been the senator of I think Delaware for all his entire political career. Every single time when he contested, they voted for him because some people take it as job.
But Isaac, I'll put this question to you, and then I'll bring Solo in. Do you not think that recycling, and this to you as well, African and Meg, but I'll bring Solo in first, but you do not think that recycling stifles creativity? Because when you are saying some guy has been in the Senate for 30, 40, 50 years, what new idea is he bringing? How is it progressing anything? And what has he got to offer? Haven't been there for that long that he has not already offered. So Solo, I bring you in just to introduce yourself and tell us how you, where you stand in the conversation.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. Let me just go through the points. I think my own stand is that I do not see anything wrong in a politician, being there for so long. As long as he's been elected, he or she's been elected, there's nothing wrong in that. And the problem is, if the person is being elected and doing the job that's supposed to be done, then there's no problem with that, because that means the person can take it. The person can take it as a job, just like you now working for a company. If you know that for the next 10 years I will still be here, it kind of like gives you another form of like security that you have this job. So there's nothing wrong in a politician being in a position for so long. Angela Merkel, where I stay now in Germany, has been there now for, I don't know, more than 15 years now. Now she's saying that she wants to retire. So that's just by the side. But for me,
Angela Merkel?
Yeah, Angela Merkel, exactly. But this year she will not be contesting anymore. She says she's tired. She wants to go.
Yeah.
So
she's a mathematician, isn't she?
No, she's a physician. Physics.
Physics, okay, yeah.
Yeah, physics, yeah. So that one, even Jacques Chirac of France was there for I don't even know how long. They are doing their job as long as the constitutions allow them.
He has been arrested, hasn't he, Jacques Chirac?
Yeah, he was. I mean, I think he was found guilty. I think
for corruption.
For corruption, but if you are told what is found corruption for little things, for petty things, that's nothing.
Maybe 10,000 euro or something.
Whatever.
To you.
What's it called? Sarkozy, the Sarkozy that was the former one, he's also sentenced to prison now. I think he's sentenced for 2 years, but he'll be serving in his house. What was his problem? The problem was, I think, because of there was a case going on. So he called the Justice Department to find out how the case is going on. So now that he left the presidency, he was now charged and taken to court for trying to obstruct justice, just because he wanted to find out what was going on. So he was sentenced to 2 years. So that was just by the way. So there's nothing wrong in that. My problem with Nigerian politicians is I still put most of the problem on the doorstep of the citizen. Because when a citizen sees what the politicians are doing in terms of stealing and what have you, they know it. The citizens know it. In some cases, they still celebrate them. In some cases, they celebrate the politicians. Meaning, for example, I mean, before I left Nigeria, when I was in Lagos, I know of at least 3 people that were in politics. Before that, they were nothing. They were nothing. Like one of them was Agbero, whatever, whichever way. I don't want to mention anything, but so as soon as they became, as soon as the democracy came in 1999, then this guy became chancellor or whatever of Mushin. I live in Mushin. I live in Mushin. He became chancellor
from Danfo to G-Wagon.
Exactly.
From riding Danfo to riding G-Wagon.
So what happened?
Just to the point, because I want to bring another story.
So my point is, so to cut the whole story short, this guy left the area, he moved to another area. So every year, whenever there's an election, he comes to the same area that he left before, and people will be celebrating. The whole street will be dancing before him, and will be sharing money. Which money is he sharing? That means he went and stole money, he came back to you people, and people are celebrating him. So,
but that is the story of the entirety of Nigeria, isn't it? You can remove that guy and replace him with another name, and it's the same story. Let's go to Isaac. Just to that question of recycling politicians and having them. In fact, should there be a tenure for Senate? Is really the question. Should there be a tenure for every political office? Is the question. And in addition to that, what Solo brought up about Jacques Chirac being jailed, can you imagine a situation that somebody like Buhari or Babangida or whoever, or even a councillor is jailed for stealing 10,000 naira or something? So speak to that, Isaac, and then Meg, then African Wahala.
Okay, to me, I think it is okay if there's a term limit on any political position. Maybe okay, okay, like let's say president, okay, 8 years, you done. There may be senator, okay, maximum of 3 terms, which will be equivalent to 12 years, done. I think that is much more better. Okay, and I want to briefly put something to you, right? I mean, just to share some idea. Here in Canada, last time when they had election, you didn't even know if there was election going on because I was at work. Everybody was still even voting. You cannot even know. All what you know that okay, well, today's election, but you cannot even see somebody disrupting something or something like that nature. However, you, the candidate that you failed during election, there's some certain money that they earmark for you to go back to school. I think it's $45,000, which you can claim. Then you can go back to school, or you can do whatever you want with it. Maybe you want to do little business, or you want to further your study, or whatever to at least to boost yourself. That one is earmarked for you. So I think it is good if there is a time limit. Now to the issue of jailing
Jacques Chirac or Buhari
in Nigeria, where that is one of the things that the problem we have, because we do not have an institution. We have none. Not even that maybe it is not working. We have none, because if we have, you see all these people, Babangida and co, They're supposed to be in jail by now. Even Abdul
long
Salam,
time ago.
all of them supposed to be in jail. But
you know, a good
60%
of our problem is traced to Babangida. You know,
and
the
funnest part of it is that when you see ordinary masses on the road that steal goat, you put them on death penalty. You want to hang them. But somebody who turned that person's life to be turned that person to be miserable life, they will not do anything about it. Because, take for instance, if that person is well to do, though, we know that there's no way we can really curb criminal activity all over the world. But take for instance somebody who went to bakery. I'm going to use that as a study case. I mean case study. That steal bread. What do you think? Do you think that person intentionally want to steal bread?
No.
If he can afford it, or if he has money to buy that, he won't do that. I could remember a time when somebody stole some grocery because she want to feed her family. Do you think if that person have at least menial job that can bring him money for him or for her, do you think he will go to she will go to the store and steal something? No, because government is not providing anything for anybody.
The tragedy is those people that will steal bread or steal maybe milk, even Pampers, not Pampers, but diapers. Sometimes when somebody is stealing diapers, that is not really a crime, or that is a cry for help. But it is these people that they will put a tie around their neck and give them a jungle justice.
Exactly. Here, I listened to one of the program this morning when one guy was talking, and I was trying to come in to just put a little word into it, but we are unable to connect. The government make program because I did one course, youth criminal justice. In that course, they said,
just collecting all the certificate in Canada or Isaac. Are you planning to go and set up your own university in?
No, if you want to build crime, do not provide job. And that is exactly what is going on in Nigeria right now. When there is no job, then the criminal activity will escalate. And that is what government is trying to cushion here. If you don't have job, you can go to food bank. If you are feeling hungry, you can go to food bank and you get food, which will can last you for at least a week. But
there should be no reason that food should be an issue anywhere in Africa.
Exactly. Even now, professor cannot even feed himself very well in Nigeria.
They imagine.
I was talking to one guy yesterday. He is a dentist. He is my brother. Oh, he want to sell his land because they only pay them 25%.
Imagine that. When they are on these people's salary, do you know how that economy? I'll come to you in a moment. Africa, let me go to Meg first and then you. But to that thing that Isaac is saying, when they don't pay people's salary for months and months, you know how that works then.
So these people,
the economy will not grow.
Yeah. No, these people, they will go to Iyaonigari and then they will owe Iyaonigari for that same period. When they pay me. And then Iyaonigari will go to the so the debt is just there to the point that you can't go through that street anymore because you are owing them too much, and then you start dodging corner out of your house to get to the bus stop because you are just owing everybody, not because you are not able to, you are not because you are lazy, but because some idiot somewhere, you know what they do with their salary when they get the salaries, because sometimes they do get their salaries. What these people do is they go and put it in some high yielding thing for about 6 months, and then try and profit off that salary and then pay them. You see, so it's just a mess. Meg, what says you? Hello, Meg.
I'm here.
Yeah, we're speaking to the idea of having a limit to all political offices really globally, and also now this thing that Solo said of Jacques Chirac of France being in jail for some minor misdemeanor, and how possible that is to happen in Nigeria. So just a brief thought on that, and then we go to African Wahala, and then we take the next story.
Nigeria's case is beyond the measure. Why I'm saying this is because the enormous looting by people in political office, you cannot phantom. You cannot just imagine. So, if how many of them do you want to put in jail now? How many? There are too many. I'm listing them here. Jonathan, Atiku, Obasanjo, Tinubu, Jiya, the recent EFCC guy that left. All these Fulanis that have been in office, they've all stolen money. So I'm going back to my point to say the political structure in Nigeria is the problem, not the people that are coming. If you find yourself in politics in Nigeria, you will become a thief automatically. You will hibernate. So they need to scatter the structure, not even restructure, uproot that structure and put the proper one in place. That is it. Political structure that has no welfare for the masses, no social welfare, nothing for the people. So money meant for the welfare of the people is being looted daily by politicians in Nigeria. So that's the problem.
Meg, can I say something to that? Hello, can I just make a comment?
Yeah, just hold on. Let's hear from African Wahala. Sorry, I am an African. I am an African is a YouTuber, by the way. So that's his name on YouTube.
African Wahala a lot of time.
Yeah, he was here yesterday, causing trouble. Isaac knows him very well. Isaac says he's going to discipline him next time. So, but not you though. But yeah, really to the question, I am African.
Okay, yeah. First of all, in terms of like having the kind of like a cap
tenure,
in the office, I don't really. I think it's just all about the people, really. In terms of like if people are voting, that I'm talking about where you have.
Sorry. Let me interrupt you. I am African. Let me cite you this example. I can't remember her name, but I'll describe her, and you should all know her. Is this elderly senator in the United States? She's a Black American, and she's always telling everybody off. Do you know who I'm talking about? Her name escapes me, but anytime you're looking at him, he went after Trump. He's going after everybody. She's well in her 80s, if not her 90s. Oh, I can't remember her name now, but maybe Isaac. Isaac, do you know who I'm talking about? She's a black woman in her late 80s, thereabout, very old. But anyway, I'm just saying that sort of a person, they have all that.
Yeah. Okay, my thing is
it a man or a woman?
Woman.
Oh no, I don't think I know him. I mean, I don't think I know her.
What I'm saying is that if people vote for the person, so like Isaac was saying earlier on about how election go on, and you don't know. Actually, I have actually been part of election in UK. Like I actually work at the polling station, so I know what it's like, what Isaac was referring to, and you literally stay there, no trouble, people vote, and then there is all the instruction you have to follow to pack. And then I've actually been part of the counting as well, where you have center where everybody count, and if there's anything wrong, you recount and recount. So if everything is done in the right way, that there's no manipulation, right? So if people continue to vote for the person, that means the people in the area, they love the person. So go on. So, but it's just when you have this situation whereby election is being manipulated and that person continues to be there, yeah, that's where the problem is. So,
but I think the longer, as I said earlier, I made a point. All politicians, they are all the same. It is just that the strong constitution that the Western world has, that is what break the bone of a politician around here. What I'm saying is that the longer you serve, the more you will be corrupt. That is the truth.
Actually,
anywhere in the world.
For anyone that don't know, just anyone watching that don't know, I have a YouTube channel as well, which one man doesn't mind me mentioning that.
Yeah, you should.
I actually did a video, I think it was last week, a video literally tied to European politician versus African politician. What Isaac is saying, exactly what I said. And I actually referred to a case recently in the UK whereby you have the COVID, and then they have to supply quickly. They have to quickly supply all the medical equipment. And what happened was that, you know, some of the minister of health and whatever, they awarded the kind of like the contract to, you know, to maybe their friends or family and whatever. And then when it got into the open and people are like, some people are complaining about it, it ended up to be like, okay, they followed the due process to be able to award them, even though because of the short time frame, they won't really be able to open it to everybody. But they make sure that what happened at the end of the day was that the equipment that needed, were they delivered? Yes, they were delivered. So did they make profit from it? Did they put the price higher than the usual? Yes, they did, because it was urgent and they needed to actually do it as quickly as possible. So, but if in our case in Nigeria or Africa, it will end up to be that thing, they collect the money, they don't even deliver, you know, they collect the money, they don't even construct the road, they collect the money, they don't even build the school. That is where the problem is. So as long as you are able to just, you know, do what you're supposed to do, even if you make profit from it, people won't really complain.
You are right.
You don't even.
You are right, because and one of the things that I think here Western world is much more better than Africa is that when something happens, like Pantami now, if they are really serving interest of people, they don't even need to force him to resign. It will have gone long time. The last in January, they made due to the COVID-19 and stuff like that, there was a public health guidelines that we have to follow. Even we are still following now, because we are all on lockdown right now, up to now. They said nobody should travel. Nobody should travel. Some government officials, they travel to Caribbean. And they were caught. Immediately they come, they don't care. Immediately, because they want to enjoy. They've been home for so long, so they manipulate themselves to get out of Canada. When they were coming back to the country, they just write their resignation letter and they resign one time.
Okay, let's go on to the next narrative. Freddie, we see you, but hold on, Freddie. Let me put this narrative into the mix, then I'll come to you first. So, of course, over the last few days, we've been mocking and joking at. If you can mute yourself, please. I think that's Freddie. Over the last few days, we've been mocking and joking and pointing fingers at our father Mbaka, that is going around with his bowl, begging for dollars from the State House in Imo State to Aso Rock in Abuja. So now, of course, he has. Bear with me. So now, of course, he has a new champion now, and this is a classic example of that saying that there are no friends, no permanent friends, no permanent foes in politics, only permanent interests. So this is a classic example of that. A person that this guy has lambasted and poo-pooed all through his over the years, I should say, not all through his life, is now the person that is now seeking to champion his cause. As guys, I bring you this. Ignore Shehu, Mbaka must be defended. NNAMDI Kanu urges the Igbos. So, of course, Mbaka has slammed NNAMDI Kanu endlessly on his podium, and NNAMDI Kanu has rained fire and brimstone on Mbaka's name endlessly on his platform. But then, of course, your enemy's enemy is my enemy, or whatever it is that saying is. That is what is in play now. As again, ignore Shehu, Mbaka must be defended. NNAMDI Kanu urges the Igbos. So now let's now see now what this frenemy is all about. Leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, NNAMDI Kanu, has called on Igbos to ignore claims by the president that Father Ejike Mbaka criticized the president because he was denied contracts, but rather defend their brother. Correspondents recalled that the priest on Friday called on President Muhammadu Buhari to resign for failing to address the lingering security crisis across the country. Mbaka, who claimed that the president has failed woefully, urged the National Assembly to ensure that Buhari is impeached if he fails to resign. The call generated controversy as the president alleged that Mbaka's comments followed Buhari's refusal to grant him contracts after he made the request. A statement by Garba Shehu, Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, said Mbaka had visited the president at the State House, demanding contracts as a reward for his support in 2015 and 2019 general elections. Garba claimed Mbaka once brought 3 contractors to the president and insisted that he must be rewarded for his support to the president. However, Buhari informed him that due process must be followed. Reacting, the IPOB leader in a post on his official Facebook page on Saturday, and by the way, I thought NNAMDI Kanu had been kicked off our Facebook, but apparently he's still back there, or still there rather. Reacting, the IPOB leader in a post on his official Facebook page on Saturday urged the Igbo people not to hate their fellow Biafrans. The post reads, Reverend Father Mbaka must be defended, and that must is in capital letters. Reverend Father Mbaka must be defended regardless of his perceived faults. Do not allow the trusted character assassination antics of Janjaweed Caliphate to cause you to hate your own. After we subdue the Caliphate, we can then come home and allocate blame in-house. Never join outsiders to destroy your own. So never join outsiders to destroy your own. Freddie, what says you?
It's plain and simple. Plain and simple. Because in our culture, if I was listening to him this in the evening. He said, when you chase away the kite, when you chase away the kite, you now come home and blame the chicken and say, why did you carry your chick to the kite? That is it. The Fulanis have been doing that, and we all, the Southerners, we should learn to follow suit. They've been doing that, and that is why they are beating us in the game. So we cannot and we should never ever condemn our own. Look at Pantani. No matter all the things, all the pressure and everything, they still they said never. They're not gonna, isn't it? So why?
But Freddie, don't you find it disingenuous and hypocritical with all of the invectives that these people have thrown at each other, Mbaka and NNAMDI Kanu, endless abuse over the years? Now, of course, a new enemy, and so suddenly they are allies. Is there some disingenuousness there, or is it really first together and then in-house, as NNAMDI Kanu said?
I think it is first together, because that is the problem we have in the South. Now we should take a leaf off their own page. That is how they behave. You can never ever see them fighting themselves, even when they don't even agree. So why should we do that? So first of all, face a common enemy. And by the way, why would anybody even want to blame Mbaka? Take the message and forget about the messenger. But
is it not in poor taste, though, that a Catholic father, for that matter, is going cap in hand from one state house to the other?
How are you sure that he did that? That is the word against you.
No, but you have to read between the lines, because he said publicly that since he did this prophecy on Hope Uzodinma had stopped taking his calls, and he has not even come to his ministry to come and give thanks. So what does it mean by the governor should come to his ministry to come and give thanks other than money?
Fair enough. Yeah. If somebody did something for you, is it not? I don't know. He will expect a thank you at least or something from you. But my own is, why are they now pushing? What did Mbaka say? Did Mbaka say anything that everybody is not saying? Mbaka said what we've been discussing here. Buhari has failed.
But it is the hypocrisy, though. It is the hypocrisy and the sequence of events. So this guy championed Buhari and Hope Uzodinma all the way through, and then he got into the State House. He himself said Hope Uzodinma did not come and say thank you. And of course, coming to say thank you, I don't think there's any dispute that that is money. So he said that, so we know that. And he also said that Gabashi, who has also now released this thing that he came to the Aso Rock asking for contract and he was rebuffed, and suddenly he has now turned against these people. So this is the hypocrisy that really jars with some people.
Hypocrisy because is he not a Nigerian? He is entitled to go and ask for contract. Every Nigerian, white people come and ask for contract in the country. So why not a citizen? Is he wrong going to ask for contract?
A reverend father.
Wait, reverend fathers here work. Is it because in Nigeria they don't do anything? Over here,
where do they work? Where do they work?
Reverend fathers here, some of them are medical doctors. Some of them they work. They go to work. They have their own 9-to-5 job.
Oh, okay. Let's bring Professor Tatao in, a friend of the show. Prof.
Let me just say this before I talk. I go with this nickname, Prof. Tatao. I'm not a professor. Take note.
I think we
I know. I have a reason saying it.
But
people call me Prof.
You are so eloquent and intelligent. I mean,
I know. God, thank God for God's grace. Now let me talk on this Mbaka thing. I'm going to simply say what my Freddy said. See. He spoke a proverb. NNAMDI Kanu said that proverb today, and I like it. And that is a problem other parts of the country have. Mbaka erred. Yes. Now he has come to say the truth, to speak with his senses. I don't see why we should cast him away. He's a human being. It's human beings that go to collect contract from government house. It's not ghosts. It's human beings like Mbaka. And now the tendency of that truth.
I am shocked though, but that you are saying this, Prof. But
okay, wait. Now let me not go to the tendency of the truth. Now I'm going to leave that aspect. Let me go to Hope Uzodinma. I saw the caption on today. Hope Uzodinma saying he's going to deal with
Yeah, that's the one
that would be the next story.
I was waiting for. Good, because he put.
We'll get to that.
You know why I'm mentioning it now? See, Uzodinma is now doing something against his people. This is what the Janjaweed want us to be doing.
When you refuse to vote for him, why wouldn't they not come and allow you?
Even if we refuse to vote for him, is that why he should kill his blood?
But he also he doesn't go. Sorry,
sorry. If they didn't vote for him, how did he get elected? Then?
Yes, we'll come to that. He owes the Igbo people no obligations because you did not vote for him. You rejected him. What happened, African Wahala, is this guy came not second or third in the elections. He came fourth, number 4 in the election. He then went to court, and then the Supreme Court of Nigeria, led by a guy called Tanko Mohammed, who is an expert, by the way, in Sharia law. This is what makes him the Chief Justice of the country. They then said that this guy that came to court, who came number 4, they discounted the guy that won the election, who is a chap called Hope Mbaka-Live, an excellent guy, the best that Imo has had in a long time. They got rid of him completely. They said they found an anomaly. They did not then give it to the person that came second. No. They did not give it to the person that came third. No, they gave it to the person that came number 4. So this guy owes the Igbo people no obligations. It was not their vote that brought him in, so he can just beat them up. So, Prof, carry on, and then we come to Africa.
Okay, I think why I brought up African, I think it's short. That this attitude of Uzodinma is something that should not be welcome, and it is wrong. What Mbaka did, I know he erred. All we need to do, because I know who our leader is, if he messes up, we're going to go against him. Let's see how he's going to...
Go against who? Go against who?
Mbaka, if he messes up, if he does anything that is wrong,
But it's going to play you again now. It's going to play you again now.
Let's watch and see. But I don't think so, because see, I want to give you a little history of Mbaka. I think you know, one time governor of Enugu State, Chimaroke Nnamani, it was Mbaka that spoke for Nnamani. He was calling him Chi Boy, to get in power. Chi Boy got in power, and Chi Boy started mishandling affairs. And Mbaka spoke against him. Even Chi Boy, Chimaroke Nnamani, attacked the adoration ground. So I want to mention this. This is like a kind of
what is Mbaka's job? Is he a politician or because his name is resounding more in politics than in Christendom? We don't hear his preachings. We only hear him in politics.
There's something they call political prophets. I will call him a political prophet. That's what I'm going to call, because there are some people in the seat of power in the church that speak against the government. Like a person in Nigeria, I can classify as that, which some people may not agree, but it depends on how you listen to him. If you listen to Apostle Justin Suleiman, he speaks against the government. If you listen to Pastor Paul Eneche, he speaks against the government. But some people don't realize that. Some people just pick up some little news about the person, but these are people I've followed for some time. So that's why I'm going to go. And again, note, Mbaka has a crowd. He's a Catholic. I hope you know the meaning of Catholic.
Yes,
Catholic
I know. Catholicism is the real strong bed of the Eastern quarters. Yeah.
He has a crowd that would, can move things. So that's it. So to me, what is NNAMDI?
And are you saying that he uses those crowd as a political weapon?
I won't say he uses it as a political weapon. And again, Mbaka should learn his lesson. I don't know if I've said it on this platform. See, you see Islam. Sorry to say it. If you are a Christian and you think they will support them contributing to your church, it's a lie. I don't say it with missing words. They will never support your church. Yeah, Mbaka now said it. They can never. Forget that. So he should learn from that.
Oh, okay. I am African. Then Isaac. Prof has introduced a new language to the lexicon. Political preacher man. Can you please unpick this for me? Political pastor.
I think. I didn't really want to say anything specifically about the, but I just want to say generally about religion. Like, it's the thing about, a lot of people in diaspora. Do you understand what I mean? When you I don't know how to actually frame this in terms of like a lot of things that you have to carry religion on the head and pray and tirelessly about when you are in Nigeria or back in Africa. When you get to Europe, Canada, or America, or wherever, then it becomes really, not that you're not religious, but it becomes really less of a thing. Like, say, for example, you are inside the car and then you are traveling, back in Nigeria, you have to like serious prayer, but it becomes really less. And I was really very fascinated about the crowd of people that are listening when he was talking about, Buhari, whatever, is the one that God said it will be. And now suddenly it's the same set of crowd. And then he's saying that, Buhari is God has turned against him.
Yes. Renaud Mokri put a clip of him saying that on his YouTube channel, just to, that Renaud Mokri likes to mock these people a lot. So he put a clip of this guy eulogizing about Buhari just 2015, and suddenly Buhari is his worst enemy. But then, of course, they are saying that he came to the State House with 3 contractors. I'll go to Isaac, and then I'll hear from Solo so I can put him on the subs bench, and then I'll bring somebody else in. Isaac, what are you making of this? Political preacher man is what Prof is telling us now.
Well,
yes,
he is very correct. Because as I always say, politics and religion, 2 of them go hand to hand. So, and as I always say, Father Mbaka is not alone. So you see a lot of pastors or prophets. They also involved in the same. It's just that his own is somehow much more exposed than others. That is why we are talking about it. All of them are in the same business big time. So it's not him alone. So we have a lot of political pastors, because remember, I'm going to cite an example. Take for instance Redeem, Deeper Life, what's the name of this Oyedepo's church?
Winners.
Yeah. Remember, all these people command a lot of crowd, millions of people. So politicians, they always have connection with politicians. So remember, there was a time that they want to pass is it Can law or something like that nature that we compare them to be.
Yes.
So what about the law now? Has it come to?
No, they've destroyed it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That shows you that political and religion, two of them work hand to hand. Whatever politician wants, that is what pastors does. Whatever pastors want, that is what a government does. That's how it works.
We're making light of what our Professor Datawo says, but of course, even the vice president of the country himself is a senior pastor of Redeem. Is it not Yemi Oshibandu? Solo, let's just take a word from you, and then I'll put you on the sub bench just so I can bring somebody else in.
All right. I think this issue should be handled where, it's a very sensitive issue, and it should be handled as such. The reason being that no matter what Pastor Mbaka must have done in the past, now that he has come and take another stand in terms of like criticizing Buhari that he was supporting before, I would say, I don't know him that much, but I would say he should not be criticized. Why? Because
how much confidence would you put in a man that can make a 360-degree turnaround from a position that he held so fervently to the director?
I'm going somewhere. I mean,
if Pantami can
hold on.
Let's solo land because I'm going to sub him in.
For me, you see, first of all, I'm very, very neutral. I don't want to take it, but I'm going to a particular area that will also help us politically in Nigeria. Because most of these politicians that we have in the South, most of them, they have cockroach in their cupboard. That is why some of them cannot come out and declare some things, even though the thing is completely black. They will tell you it's white. You were talking about, in the beginning about, I think, the governor of Ekiti or the Ondo State that was interviewed, and he was being asked a question. He was talking something that telling us that and the insurgency has actually reduced compared to 2015, which we all know that is not really the truth. So I'm going to. So most of the politicians from the South, majority of them, they have their hands in some things that when they do something wrong, they may be blackmailed. So because of that fear of being blackmailed, they rather keep quiet and let things go the way it has been going. So now going back to this present situation now, the Pastor Mbaka must have had a stand over the years, whether it's right or wrong, that one is aside. So now that he has decided to take this stand that is very, very clear, that is very, very obvious, the way the situation in the country is. So if he has come out now and say Buhari is the best and everything, people will like he's deceiving himself. So now he has taken the stand that nobody thought he would have taken. I would say we should just like leave it the way it is, because that for the fact that he went to Abuja to go and take contract, we don't know if it is true. That is what they are telling us. We don't know if it is true.
That's true. We must always add that. So, Solo, I'm going to put you on the subs bench just so I can let somebody else in. I'll bring Bia in, but then I'll go to the next story, and then I'll come to Bia to kick us off with her thoughts on that.
Well,
so,
sorry, Before that, one man. Yeah, while you're bringing him in, there's something I want to say. Yes, we are talking about Isaac was mentioning the pastors and the board. You forget to mention the imams as well. They are also involved in politics. The Sultan was in Lagos.
Yeah,
what was he doing in Lagos?
I'm sorry about that. I really wanted to mention it, but
the Sultan was in Lagos. What was he doing in Lagos? Islam in Yoruba land. That is to tell you guys that they are coming to rope you in again, so that you support them again. Come on, Islam in Yoruba land. In the Eastern way, we don't do Islam anyway. So obviously, he was in Lagos.
Isaac, why don't you use Fela Kuti music to reply to what he said about the Imam? What did Fela say about all that? Can you remember?
No, I'm not going to go there for now.
No, I just want to point it out for you because you are just hammering on the past. I'm not a religious person. I don't believe in religion anyway, but I just want to make that point clear.
But Freddy, Fela Kuti has already said it now. Archbishop
Nabiliki, you understand? Because the man was in Lagos, Sultan was in Lagos, and they are launching a book, Islam in Yoruba land. What does that tell you? Anyway, you figure it out.
Okay, put yourself on mute so as I can just bring this story quickly. So this is now Hope Uzodinma. We're still with him. His never-ending battle with the Igbo people, and by that, the arrowhead, the IPOB movement. IPOB, what I will do to gunmen terrorizing Imo State. This is Hope Uzodinma. Of course, his house was recently burnt down in what a lot of people presume to be like a retaliatory sort of like a movement. So let me just see. I'm just trying to mute everybody because I can hear. I think that might well be Prof. Okay, so that's the headline. Hope Uzodinma and his never-ending battle with the IPOB. What I will do to gunmen terrorizing Imo State. A headline attributed to Hope Uzodinma. So now let's see what our Fulani Maid has to say. Governor Hope Uzodinma has threatened to deal with yet to be identified gunmen that have been terrorizing the state over the last few weeks. Uzodinma assured that those constituting nuisance in Imo will soon be brought to book, adding that residents should go about their normal businesses and have no fear. I must warn that the days of mindless criminality in the state is over. Let me use this opportunity to assure all the Imo people that I will leave no stone unturned in ensuring the security and safety of all of us. Be rest assured that my administration is willing, able, and capable of protecting the lives and property of all Imo people and residents alike. Without any fear of contradiction, I can declare to you that the recent security challenges in the state have been effectively contained. Imo people should therefore go about their lawful business without any fear whatsoever. Listing the achievements of his administration so far, Uzodinma said that his administration has provided enabling environment and funds for the youth to become employers. As for workers, you should be glad that we have created a platform to make our youths employers of labor instead of roaming the streets aimlessly. Through our empowerment programs, we have trained 30,000 of our youths in different skills, and we will soon assist them with the resources to start up their own businesses. Our women are also beneficiaries. In the area of education, agriculture, and technology, we have done quite a lot. The details could be found in my one-year anniversary brochure, but suffice it to say here that I have kept faith with my promises to Imo people to serve you honestly and diligently, he said. So Hope Uzodinma, of course, at it again. So what says you? I'll come straight to Bia. Hope Uzodinma, he is at it again. She being Bia, but then of course he being Hope Uzodinma. So starting with that, Bia, give us your take on that and the conversation generally so far. So Bia.
Hi everyone.
Hello.
I would like to start with Reverend Mbaka, if you don't mind, please.
Yeah, carry on.
For me, my point of view regarding Reverend Mbaka is that he's human, just like every one of us, and no one is perfect. I support what Isaac had said, that religion and politics go hand in hand. At least he has realized his mistake and openly has shown a bit of repentance. Whether it's true or not is left for his people to decide. If he goes back to the wrong ways, it's like I don't think he's done what some maybe other traditional rulers haven't done.
Do you not condemn him at all, because he has now taken two opposing positions on very serious matters? He recommended Buhari aggressively and Uzodinma to us, and now for reasons that is almost likely that these people did not give him money, he has now changed his mind entirely to go the opposite way. Does this not fall short of of the expectation that you will have of a preacher man?
Not at all, because I, for one, do not trust whatever shit this government say. Everything they have said against him or any other person that they have tried to tear down, there is no single evidence. They can say all the rubbish in the world that they like. They can paint any picture they want. They are the terrible human beings that the world is facing now, especially people living in Nigeria. So they are the orchestrators, they are the painters, they've got the brushes to paint anyone the way, whatever way they want. Mbaka is just like any other. There's no difference between Mbaka and some native doctors, whether in Yoruba land or Igbo land, that are trying to make ends meet. Remember, these people are human beings, even though they are spiritual. There is no one without a sin. I give him credit to even come openly to show his repentance, which most of those losers can't. I'm sorry to use that word. So we will now see if he goes back to his old ways. No one is perfect. I'm not saying what he's done is good.
Do you trust him?
Or bad.
Do you trust him? Do you trust him?
Yes, I trust him. I'll give him benefit of doubt because he is definitely better than some hypocrites, be it Juju man in Yoruba land or Igbo land, or even some in Hausa land that are on the ground hypocrites going around collecting money and pretending to be on the side of the people, whereas they are the betrayers. I would give him that benefit of doubt and see what happens.
Ayo, we'll come to you in a moment, but I want to take their soundings on all the narrations so far. I don't know if you followed from the start, but we were speaking about the Ekiti State Governor, and I'll take your soundings on all of this as well, Ayo. So we were speaking about the Ekiti State Governor, who came out in the public space to say that Nigeria is a lot better in terms of security now than it was in 2015, bearing in mind that there's a new dimension that wasn't in play in 2015, which is the terror that is the Fulani headsmen. So do you feel that the Ekiti State Governor is right, Abia, that Nigeria is safer than it was in 2015?
He's dreaming. Everyone can see that. I don't know what he's saying from his own point of view. I don't know what he defines as being safe in Nigeria when it's clearly showing otherwise, that even the people have been displaced worse than it had been before. The statistics are showing it, the data are showing it everywhere. Everyone can see, even little ones can see. So I don't know where he's getting his facts and figures from.
Do you think he's playing politics for 2023?
He is deluded. He's dreaming. He's playing politics and whatever. All of them are the same. All these politicians will give us figures that are not from this world. It's shocking. Yeah.
And I hope Uzodinma telling us that is the best thing that Imo State has ever seen, and is going to give the IPOP movement a good flogging. What do you say to that?
He's a shame and a disgrace to the Igbo race. I'm sorry to say that. And I'm confident that he would be, he definitely, he's not going to be in that power forever. Every part of Nigeria has got their specific culture, and that culture is very important, whether we believe it or not. It guides the way people behave and foresee things. So whenever he finishes from that post, then he would dance his music.
He will meet the boys. Do you think that Hope Uzodinma is emboldened?
Not the boys. I didn't say he will meet the boys. I don't know.
Metaphorically speaking,
he won't even have to finish. He won't before dancing the.
He will meet the gods of the land.
Yeah, let me just put this to Bia, and then Ayo will come in, and then you can come in, Freddie. Do you think that Hope Uzodinma, and to you as well, this question comes to you as well, Ayo, do you think Hope Uzodinma is emboldened by the fact that he was not elected by the Imo people, and he feels no obligation to them, because of course it wasn't their vote that brought him in, and he is of the thought that I can do as I please, because really I owe you nothing. The people that I owe anything are the people who brought me in, which is of course the Fulani Caliphate. Do you think he might be having thoughts along those lines, Pia, and then Ayo?
I don't really think that way. I believe even if you've got into a position through the front or back door, and now he is in the position, that is reality. So that even gives him the opportunity to prove that he could be, to make the people regret that, or make the people have even more trust in him, that you didn't vote me, but look here, I can do good. So whether he's been voted in or not, he is in that power and should be able to deliver. But he hasn't. He's failed himself.
Okay, thank you, Bia. Please hang around with us if you have the time to spare. We'll go to Ayo, and then we'll go to Freddie, and just to take your sounding. So Ayo, off you go, and then Freddie after you. So just the generality of what's been discussed.
Yeah, I know you've said several things. I came in when you were talking about the Kitty state governor who said they're safer now in Nigeria than they were in 2015. That's a very common tactic. It's called gaslighting. He's obviously just trying to gaslight the nation into thinking what everyone knows is not true. So I don't think he's going to get very far with that. It's a very sort of like effective technique, but things are just so far gone at this point that he's really wasting his time if he thinks anyone for 1 second believes that Nigeria is safer now than it was in 2015. Now, as far as the issue of Hope Uzodinma, the Supreme Court governor, I think he was like third or fourth on the list or something, and so clearly, I mean, he has never been supported by his people. He wasn't elected to be their governor, and he doesn't feel any loyalty to his people, unfortunately. But he's sort of next level evil in the sense that even though, you can tell that he's aggrieved by the fact that he wasn't their chosen governor, he doesn't care that he's an evil man, and his primary goal, regardless of his personal politics, should be at least to somewhat protect his people. He has no interest at all. I mean, that guy is next level evil, inviting the army, still being non-repentant in all his actions. And I mean, it's almost like there's nothing this guy won't do to bring his people down, which is crazy. But the reality is he's not going to get very far. The ESN is so much stronger than he is. The Nigerian army is
just to interrupt you, Ayo. This thing that this guy said, it really irritates me, and you hear it a lot from all these governors. Let me just give it to you guys again. He says that in terms of his achievements, Uzodinma said his administration provided enabling environments and funds for youths to become employers. So this is what he's saying that his achievement is. And that particular term, enabling environment, it really irritates me, because it's not something that is quantifiable in real actual terms, because those are ambiguous things that can be argued rather than an infrastructure that you can see physically. And you hear this a lot from all these criminal elements that they say they create enabling. What is the meaning of enabling environment when the place is virtually a war zone? Speak to that as you carry on with your
So absolutely. So once again, it's a distraction in that it's just like being a head of a household, being a head of a family, and you refuse to lock the front door or provide security for your family, but you want everyone to recognize you for the new couch that you bought. Doesn't matter. The fact is you have villains coming in and wreaking havoc on your state as the governor. He should be, or he is, the chief security officer, and he's not providing any sort of security for his people at all. In fact, he's actually doing the opposite by inviting the Nigerian army, where he clearly knows they're going to, he clearly knows they hate his people, and they're clearly just going to annihilate whoever they can, because they're not going to be held accountable. And yeah, I just think, I mean, there's a lot of evil in Nigeria, but he is a
would you say that he is effectively at war with IPOB, which then would effectively be at war with the Imo people, because the Imo people are with IPOB? Would you say, because they've burnt down his house and he's threatening hell?
Yeah, so, and I think he's running his state from Abuja now, just like the governor of Niger.
Look at that.
So clearly, I mean, how are you a governor? I mean, if there's any litmus test to show that you're not supposed to be running that state, is the fact that you can't even live in the state that you're supposed to be the governor of. And I guess in the case of the governor of Niger State, it's different in that, I mean, obviously it's a shithole for everybody, but his situation is his state is pretty much just overrun by terrorists and Boko Haram or whatnot. But this guy is not living in his state. He's not moved to Abuja because his people don't like him. I mean, if there's ever a reason to quit, because you can't do the job you're supposed to do, it's that. But just because of how evil he is and how greedy he is, I mean, why does a governor have a Rolls Royce anyway? Has everyone
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, look at
just to pause you there, because you know me, I pause people a lot. But that really irritates me, You are driving a Rolls Royce on the streets of Nigeria through those potholes, and you see Dino Melaye driving a Ferrari and a Lambo on this. I mean, what's going on?
They just use that to oppress people.
It's misplaced.
Yeah, but even the road, it's a low riding car. All these low riding cars, you are driving it, and oh God.
Yeah, it makes absolutely
carry on. Yeah,
it makes absolutely no sense at all. Anyway, I gotta leave again. Unfortunately, I gotta go to dinner with my family. So I just wanted to pop in and see what you guys are up to. Hopefully, if I come back on time, I'll join again. But if not, then I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay?
It's good to see you, Ayo. At least now we all know. You see, you've come to intimidate all the girls with the. They'll be DMing me now that do I not have your number? I don't have his number. We've just seen him now, and he looks like a married man. So Ayo, it's nice to see you, and hopefully we'll see you soon. So that's Ayo. We go to Freddie. Freddie, what says you?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I was saying about driving a Rolls Royce and something. I remember earlier on in the day, I told you that this political class has bastardized us to the point that all the bad things they've been doing becomes a norm. It's only in Nigeria that you see a civil servant or a politician being a billionaire. That doesn't happen anywhere in the world, because that is public fund. Only in Nigeria that you see a civil servant being a millionaire. How can you be collecting salary and you're a millionaire or a billionaire? How does that work? That is to show you that is the level of corruption there. Talking about the Ekiti state governor that said about security and stuff, he must be dreaming, or maybe he's high on something. How? Even in Yoruba, some Yoruba people are in Benin. Is it Benin or whatever republic as refugees? Exactly. So when did that happen in 2015? In 2011 to
But Freddie, the one thing that you cannot, you come in a minute, Freeman. But Freddie, the one thing you cannot deny is that Mbaka-Live is a sharp operator. Is a high level, high functioning sort of a human being, and his political calculus is very sharp. So when he's making this comments, it's a calculated comment, because of course he knows that there will be backlash. But do you feel that he's signaling it And this is what I put to Isaac as well, and he seems to be of that thought. But do you think it's signaling it to Aso Rock that to say that I am with you? Because, you know, Fayemi is in the permutation for 2023. So is it speaking that, is it making that comment to the language of the politics that has now kicked off that race to February 2023?
Obviously, that's what it is. He's in directly or indirectly telling them that, listen, I'm up for grabs to serve you. They are all slaves to them. Like, come to Imo State. I'm from Imo State. So hope Uzodinma. You know, he is the Fulani slave there anyway. So he is doing their bid. Like you said, we did not give him the mandate. The mandate, we never gave him that. So he was imposed on us, and then they tried to riot to get him out. They do what they know how to do anyway, bring the army out to subdue people. But now he cannot do it again. Why is he running away? He is in Abuja threatening
just to that question that I put to,
yeah.
Sorry, Freddie. Just to that question that I put to Bia before I go to Freeman. So Freeman, you'll be up in a minute. Just to that question that I put to Bia, that do you feel that because he was not voted in, he feels no sense of obligation to the people of Imo State, and therefore he feels he can act as he pleases?
I think so, but if that is the case, he is, I don't know, he must be out of his mind, because even if he has come from, I don't want to use a harsh word, yeah, even if he came there by default or whatever, why not now try to win the people over? There is still another year, for another 4 years to come, isn't it? So, I mean, he should have, if he is smart enough, he could have played along for this first tenure and then win people over. And maybe they will be like, okay, he's good, so we might as well, you know, let him carry on. But no, because they do not have time. The people that sent him on an errand for a specific purpose to bring the Fulanis into our place. That is the purpose he was put there. And they know that they do not have time. Time is running out of them. So he has to act immediately. They started from Olo. And then and also, Olo is even where he is from. That is that because he was a senator. He was the senator representing Olu zone. That was where the Fulanis are camping. That was where the ESN guys went to chase them away from his own backyard, from his forest, his parents' farmland. That's the thing I don't even understand. I don't know how evil people can be. You are fighting somebody trying to save you from yourself.
I was personally upset when they removed Emeka Ehidioha, because out of the whole of the Nigerian space, maybe if I take Emeka Ehidioha, I cannot think of any other, and maybe Governor Zolom as well of Borno State, if only that he seems to be with his people in terms of what they are going through. So if you take those two, I don't really rate any of them that much, and very quickly they got rid of that guy. But let's go to Freeman. Freeman, what says you? How are you today? Freeman? Hello, Freeman.
I'm fine. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, I'm here. Nice to hear from you guys, Listen. Yeah. Listen. Governor of Imo State, the Janjaweed servant, this is not new. I wonder why you brought it out now. We have a lot of things to face, really. But it's like, let me come this way. Why do you normally like to face eastern side and be bringing out east side problem, to be discussing here?
Okay. What, like KAYODE Fayemi, you mean? Yeah, do you mean like KAYODE Fayemi? Is that what you're talking about?
No, are
you talking about KAYODE Fayemi?
Said what we do to him. Yes. And listen, we are going to do what we say. We will do
Freeman,
to Uzodinma.
hold on.
He is
hold on.
servant. He is not our governor. They listen, they pose him there. Listen, he is from Olo. I am from Olo. I am an Imo State guy. You understand me? We don't have to be discussing about Uzodinma because we have given him his limit. Owere, listen,
can I discuss
the house
him,
where
can I
he is
discuss
now,
him?
it has been made by, listen, that is, it's no more Douglas house. Listen, I wonder, listen, one man wonder why you normally bring out, yesterday, it was about Father Mbaka. Look, there is a lot of them. There is a lot of things happen in Nigeria. You have to bring some kind
hold on.
Boko Haram where they have killing
hold on, Freeman.
Even in listen, in Yoruba,
I don't let me mute you because you know
I want to listen. I want you to bring out. I want.
Freeman, I have muted you slightly and I'll bring you back. Yesterday, we discussed the Oduduwa agitators, did we not? We did discuss the Oduduwa agitators. Hold on. We discussed the Oduduwa agitators, did we not? Today, we've discussed KAYODE Fayemi, did we not? Oh, okay. Go on. Just have your say and then we'll leave it there.
Listen, this guy was saying something. He said what? Yeah, thank you. He said what said, and you were trying to say it was a political asset of it. I want you to bring out what is happening in Yoruba. Bring what is happening in Lagos. What is happening? Why should the Fulani? Okay, day before yesterday, Sudan of Sokoto and others, they want to Lagos they want to Lagos to do what? To talk about Islamic or whatever, trying to let Yorubas to know that they are friend of Fulanis, they are the same Muslim. Why can't you bring this matter on board so we can discuss about it? Forget about Hope Uzodinma, how to deal with our brother Hope Uzodinma, and we are giving him the shit. Listen, we have started the revolution in East, Imo State, Enugu, Anambra. We have started revolution, and we will not stop. ESN is there, Unknown is there. We are not stopping. Listen, sometimes you bring out what is happening other side. There is a lot of things going down in Kaduna, going down in Lagos, going down in Ogun, going down in Medi. Bring it down. Let's discuss about it. Forget about East. Forget about Uzodinma saying that he will do it. NNAMDI and his boys. Listen, he cannot do anything to we IPOB. Where is he now?
He's not even on ground anyway. Yeah.
Okay.
He's not
can you now hold on, Freeman?
All right, Freeman, when you talk, you wait for us to ask questions.
If he feels he is the governor of Imo State, let him come to Imo State. Or if he feels he can govern us, let him come to Olo, where we live, and talk to us as a governor. Then we know if he is the governor of Imo State. Listen, Janjaweed, whosoever served the Janjaweed will come back with shame. They are waiting for him.
Okay.
I prefer sometimes to bring something happening in
Freeman, can you hold on?
Other part of Nigeria.
Freeman, can you hold on? Okay. You know I allowed you to speak, so you have to now allow me to speak. Yeah?
Yes.
Because I know you to be a gentleman and I'll hold you to that. So you've spoken, so now allow me to speak. So the first thing I'm going to say is that this is the last time I'm going to be entertaining this, not from you, but from anybody, because I am starting to see a trend emerge. We had it with Maurice, and you have now come to chime in. So almost certainly tomorrow we can have that expectation as well. So this is the last time I will entertain it. So let me just address it directly. Firstly, there's not going to be any no-go areas for me in terms of what I choose to talk about. And if I choose to talk about the news from the East, from now to the end of the year, then I will jolly well do that. There's absolutely nothing that anybody can do about that. And there's nothing that can prevent me from doing that, because the East is part of Nigeria and it falls within the catchment area of the place that I'm interested in. That's the first point. The second point that you're making, hold on. You see, I said I was going to hold you to be, a gentleman. So you be a gentleman and listen. So the second point that I'm making is that what you have just said is factually inaccurate. Yesterday, we discussed the Uzodinma agitation at length when we were mocking that the CP in Abeokuta was describing Professor Banji Akitoye as a hooligan that is coming. We discussed that at length. So we discussed all matters at length. We discussed Buhari at length. We discussed everybody at length. But it seems that anytime the East is mentioned, you people seem to have, not you people, but because I cannot tell everybody, I'm not going to mute you because I've allowed you to be a gentleman, but you perhaps have chosen not to be. But it seems as though anytime the East is mentioned, I'm not going to say everybody in the East, but there's a potent element within that space that seems to have a very thin skin that cannot even brook any form of criticism. But then, of course, you have to learn to handle criticism because you will get it. You will get it just as I mock Tinubu, I mock Buhari. I don't see a Yoruba man coming to attack me for mocking Tinubu or mocking the Oni or mocking anybody. I don't see a Fulani man coming to come and jump up and down and throw tantrums because I'm mocking Buhari or I'm mocking So I'm going to bring you back, but I would need to.
You never do so.
I don't mock Tinubu.
Yes, we did that yesterday because we talked at length.
No, you never do so. You never do so.
You know, I don't mock Tinubu. No. I don't mock Tinubu. I don't. Okay.
No, you never did so. Okay. Listen. Yesterday, what you mock is listen, excuse me, is the wife. When they saying that
the wife is now Yoruba.
To be,
so you heard that one.
I don't know, to be whoever they want to be. But your main issue was about. Listen, no.
I'm not going to allow this.
Your main
issue, I'm not listening anymore because
your main discussion yesterday was 419 Father Mbaka. Listen, you have to listen.
I'm not going to no, I am not going to listen because we already heard you and we know what we're going to say.
How we want it to be, that is how we want it to be.
Look, I'm not going to listen. Yeah. I've muted you, Freeman. I don't know how you're getting unmuted after I've muted you. Yes. Let me remove you slightly to bring you back. I'm not going to listen anymore. And please, when I bring you back, don't go in that direction anymore because I am not going to tolerate it. Do you understand? I am not going to tolerate it. There's not going to be any no-go areas as far as I am concerned in what I present. It will never happen, so just don't do it. If you are trying to score points with the people that are trying to score points with, to say that, I went on that guy's platform and I gave him hell, then that is entirely down to you. But it doesn't move the needle at all for me. It is not tomorrow when I'm deciding on what I'm going to talk about. I will give no consideration to anything that you have just said or anybody has just said. And if there's a story that I feel particularly I want to discuss, if it's from the East, then I will discuss it. So forget all this. The East is not for you. The East is part of Nigeria. I am within rights, so long as the East is within Nigeria, to take my money to Enugu and buy land there and live there for the rest of my life. So it's not your territory. It's not your exclusivity, and you have no right to try and restrain me in any way. So that's clear to you, Freeman, and to anybody of that thinking. and I am not going to allow this anymore on this platform. Do you understand? So I bring you back, Freeman. Okay, sorry about that. I'm not sure if Freeman is there or not, or he has muted himself. But just generally, I'm not going to address that as a topic anymore. So you can do it in the comment section. But if you come on screen and
can
you tell me
any man? Can you tell me any Yoruba? I'm here. I'm here. Please. Sorry. No, I'm here. Sorry. No. Excuse me, I'm here. Listen.
This is exactly what I mean by Unzobu chanting. This is Unzobu chanting right here.
In the whole Nigeria, can you tell me there is no Yoruba man that has a building, an upstairs building in Owerri, in Aba? Yes.
What point are you making, my man? I'm going to move on in a minute. You are holding us up. You are holding us up, man. I'm going to move on in a minute.
Wherever they are.
Freeman,
in Lagos, in Abeokuta,
you are being distracted now. Seriously.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. I'm trying to make
Freeman, you are being distracted now.
I'm trying to make something.
You are the whole thing. Okay?
Listen, excuse me, please. Listen.
Okay, I think I've given Freeman room for expression.
No. I'm not being distracted. I am not being distracted.
Okay, I think I've moved on.
You've made your point, so why not you wait for other people to talk and then we move on. You've made your point, okay? No, you've made your point. You're going back again to say the same thing that you've been saying. We've heard that.
I think we're just going to move on.
Again, and you're saying it again. We're not going to entertain that. We've heard you, what you're saying, okay? So leave it at there, and then let's carry on.
Okay.
Thank you, Freddie. Okay. But this is something that I think I'm going to have to carry for as long as I'm doing this, because now we've seen two sequences of it. So expect somebody else to come in with the same vibe tomorrow, but of course I will disregard it. So let me just go on to this. Will please you. No, this will please you, Freeman. I'm going to bring this next story. So this should please you now, because of course this is nothing to do with the East. So this should please you, and I will take your comments first on this one. Oduduwa Republic, 11 arrested as Yoruba Nation agitators invade Ogun State Police Headquarters. So tomorrow, contrary to what Freeman was saying, we did actually discuss this story with Professor Banji Akintoye. Freeman, can you mute yourself? With Professor Banji Akintoye leading a rally to Abeokuta, and we even went as far as to say that people were being sensitized from village to village. So that thing has now taken place now. It looks as though there's been skirmishes there. So let's find out exactly. This is a follow-on from yesterday's narrative. Again, 11 arrested as Yoruba Nation agitators invade Ogun Police Headquarters. So let's find out now if the professor has been arrested. The police in Ogun State on Saturday arrested 11 Yoruba Nation agitators protesting in Abeokuta. They were said to have been arrested in Alake's Palace and taken to the state police headquarters in Eleweran, Abeokuta. Correspondents had reported that scores of Yoruba Nation agitators staged a mass rally in the state capital, defying an order by the police against such. As the agitators caused serious gridlock on major roads, a police helicopter was sighted hovering over some areas. Joint security operatives led by the area commander of Adatan, Ayo Idun, were also placed in strategic locations across the state. Correspondents, pardon me, you say, Freeman, you've made me shout so much, I'm going first. Correspondents gathered that there was a clash between the agitators and the police in Eleweran when the secessionists invaded the place to demand the release of their members. The arrested persons were thereafter released as ordered by the Commissioner of Police, Edward Ajogun. Reacting, the police spokesman, Abiola Oyeyemi, accused the agitators of launching unprovoked attacks on security operatives. Oyeyemi said the agitators attacked the police headquarters in the state and some policemen on duty. He confirmed that 11 of them were earlier arrested for unruly behavior at Alake's palace and were later released on the order of the Commissioner of Police. The PPRO, however, lamented that despite the release of their members, they still went ahead to attack policemen in Moore Junction, not far from the headquarters, after the attack in Abeokuta. He said, "We just woke up early in the morning and saw some groups of people in front of Alake's palace conducting themselves in an unruly manner. And don't forget that one of them had issued a threat to the Alake before. So our men went there to challenge them and they were unable to give satisfactory answers. 11 of them were arrested and the Commissioner of Police directed that they be released. We profiled, screened, and released them. Despite the fact that we released them, these people still went as far as the police headquarters to launch an attack on the police. Though we have already dispersed them, they still attacked our men at Moore Junction. They attacked policemen who were on their lawful duty. They attacked them for no just reason. We are sounding a note of warning to them. They are trying to provoke law enforcement agents. They should be warned that we are holding our peace because we are following the rules of engagement and we don't want to engage in an unnecessary show of force with some people. They should not take our civility for license for them to be attacking our men. It will no longer be tolerated. We are still collating the results of their unruly behavior, and I will make that available soon. So this is the language, of course, that was the build-up to the proscription of our IPOB, and that drumbeat is now beating in the direction of our Odudua agitation. So Freeman, what says you? Are you there?
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Can you hear me? Listen.
Yeah, carry on.
The police DPO or whoever, who is he? Yeah, listen, us and armed their people. We no longer need betting. Listen, if the Oduduwa's agitation or the Yorubas don't want to live up, we have lived up. Leave the fight for us.
No. Speak to the story because we moved on
for us.
Okay, I've given you the chance. I think I'll give you. Speak to the story because we are now moving on because you said we don't cover other sections. So this is now a story about another section. So you heard the narration. So just speak to that story because I think we've heard what you have to say on the other matter.
Okay. Thank you. The story is this. Listen, the IPOB, the Biafra agitation, and the Oduduwa agitation, they are the same. Maybe you don't like the Oduduwa agitation, but people like.
Why don't I like it?
Likewise,
why don't I like it? Why don't I like it?
Biafra agitation. That's why we do what we.
Okay.
If you like it, you will like what the people are doing.
Okay, have I said I don't like it?
That is revolution. Without this.
So sorry, where are you coming from with all this, Freeman? Because you're starting to tire me a little bit.
We can't be free. No, listen. Without what they are doing, they can't be free. You know, when we were in Libya, when I was in Libya, I was with Gaddafi. I know his son. Let me give you a story. Hey, can you make a rabbit to sit in a basket? He said yes. Okay, let me see. Ahmed Gaddafi brought rabbit and put it in out. He did it first time, it jumped out.
You see,
Gaddafi told Ahmed, look, son, let me tell you something. You cannot make rabbit to to sit in the basket unless you crumble the rabbit. Let me show you why I hold Libya down.
Okay.
Okay. He said, get me the rabbit. They brought the rabbit.
No. I don't think I want to hear the rest of that. So I've given Freeman ample opportunity. So we'll just move on. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Okay. I have about 2 or 3 things to discuss about anyway. To me, I think I'm going to use myself as a case study. Anytime I read news about Southeast, I read news about Southwest. Those are the major places that is really concern me. Want to see what is going on in those 2 areas. Okay. So now let me talk about the issue of Uzodinma. Firstly, I think Uzodinma, even though if his people didn't like him or they didn't vote for him, he's supposed to show maturity that, okay, well, you guys don't like me, but I want to surprise you and do reasonable things that will make them like him. There's a lot of issue going on now. He should be able to at least to soft feather of whatever he's thinking about, like burning his house. He should just calm, not even putting petrol in the fire again, because that is exactly what he's trying to do now. That okay, he's going to deal with some people, he's going to do this, he's going to do that. He shouldn't have said that. All what he should have said, okay, well, see how he can make peace. That is about that. So now for Oduduwa agitation, I monitor what was going on today. Those police that they are giving story, they are blatant liars, right?
Yes, that's how they always start.
Number one, when those guys, it was 11 of them. Immediately they got to Alake Palace. They met about 100 police there. So they arrested them. The 11 that first came, they arrested them and they took them to police station. So now when the mass movement came now, when they arrived to the place and they noticed that okay, they've already arrested those people, what they did was that based on the information that I was followed. They went to police station. They were chanting in front of police station. That was when they released 11 detainees. There was no fight. As a matter of fact, you know, now they mentioned that those people who are agitating, they destroy something. It is all lie. As a matter of fact, they shot live ammunition to one of the police shot live ammunition. But it was good that none of them got hurt. And they had to run after the police and they hold him. And I could hear them that do not do anything to him, do not do anything to their vehicle. Nothing, because I was watching it live. So you see, they are just because yesterday or the day before yesterday they've already made Abiodun. I think Abiodun is in Ogun State. He already made promise that anybody that come out for Oduduwa agitation, they are going to arrest them and send them to Kuje prison right away. That was what he said. Now, Oduduwa group, they said he cannot disturb them from their own for performing their own right. So they went out today.
Yes.
Right. So
we covered it yesterday, Isaac.
Exactly. So now he's so mad about. Also, I give others so people don't they follow it. The problem they are having is that because that movement is gaining ground every single day. If you see the people that came out from Abeokuta today, now you'll be so surprised. So they see that, so it's like it is intimidating them. So that's why.
But Isaac, do you not feel a sense of a deja vu with the sort of language that we're hearing, because we've heard this language before in the early fledglings of IPOB, when they were saying they were rascally and they were saying they were breaking places up when they were not doing it, and they were trying to color them bad to the point that they did color them bad and then branded them as terrorists. So
that
is it not the same
exactly
language?
What I wanted to say.
That is exactly what they are trying to do.
Is this not deja vu?
This is exactly the same thing they are trying to do, because these people, they didn't even do anything. It was peaceful.
That's exactly what they do. I followed something yesterday because that was how they started as well. They don't want anybody to talk anything about referendum, secession or whatever. To them, it is sacrilege to talk about it or to mention it. And then whenever they see the kind of crowd behind it, they get intimidated. That is how they started. They will start by trying to nick one person, nick that, trying to use the police to come and intimidate people and stuff. You understand? Wait,
but Freddie, it looks as though these people, they don't learn anything from anything. Because when the IPOB thing first started, it was just a fledgling little thing with some noise in the eastern quarters. It was when they went after them with the AK-47 and started to brutalize them that thing just doubled in size and quadrupled in size and then became this mass movement. So they hold a sledgehammer to try and kill something that you could just use language to swat away, and they are repeating that same process now with this agitation that is emerging. Freddie,
one man. Are you expecting somebody that lacks common sense, reasoning? How do you expect that person to reason? How do you expect him to reason? Listen, these people, they are not mad. That is why they've messed up everything, because they don't believe in staying in one place. They believe in being organized. They don't believe in going to school. They don't reason. The only thing they know is force, brute. You know, that is the only thing they understand. You know how they whip their cow. They do. That's how they think they can do to human beings. That come on, you can't expect somebody that hasn't got sense to reason. They don't reason. They don't think, because if only thing they should know that. Hold on a minute. History. This is exactly what led to IPOB escalating. It's coming up again. How can we handle this one now in order to contain it? They're not. That is what me and you. That's how me and you would have reasoned.
It's just basic common sense, isn't it?
But they don't have it. Common sense is not common with them. They do not have it. And that is the problem. That is why that is why that space. There's no way. In as much as I want Nigeria to work, but it can't. With that kind of people.
And Freddie, the lies telling has started, because the picture that narration that I just read painted us is completely different from the picture that Isaac is painting us. And Isaac is telling us that he was watching this thing live, but then of course this guy, whoever this Abimbola or whoever it is painting us a story and is using the authority of his office, because we are saying he's a policeman, so we must believe him.
It is big time lies, and then the most annoying part of it is, I don't know how they do it, but the media in Nigeria, they are in it as well. I don't know whether they buy them over or and then come to think about it, is even Yoruba media themselves as well. They will still be the one to write rubbish. To write that,
the media is completely bought. You know who I hate the most? You know who I hate the most in the media in Nigeria? I really detest this woman, because she's so talented that you'd have thought that with her talent, she'll be able to use it for greater good. It's a lady called Mbaka-Live on Channels Television. I detest that woman. If you're talking about, yes, she's called Mbaka-Live. I'm sure you've seen her. She's their lead person on that channel. You would have thought, with her talent, she would use it for the greater good. But anytime you listen to her, you can just see the dollars as she's speaking. you know, making excuses, asking you for empirical evidence for something that is anecdotal, and then giving them a free pass for something that is outrageous. She does it in every interview. Very annoying sort of person.
And when he brings those people, they censor the question they ask them. They don't ask questions. We want to ask them. Why can't they bring them and get us to have a phone in to ask them questions? That would be the best thing to do. Put
I
them
wish
there,
one of them will come and meet me here.
Open up a line for us to phone in and ask them questions. They do not ask them the questions that the general public are asking. They do not even, anyway, in Nigeria, there's nothing like public opinion. That one is dead. So,
okay, Freddie, let me bring X0 in. I've just noticed that we've not heard from X0 at all. So I'll bring X0 in, then I'll go to Professor Data O, then Bia. So X0, off you go.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, good evening. We can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Good evening. I think what we are seeing is like deja vu. What we are seeing is the protest, or how would I call it, the march by the Odua people. It's just like deja vu, you know. It's exactly the way IPOB started, you know. And then you find that the Nigerian government is a big liar. They always lie and lie and lie. They find excuse to. In fact, the IPOB people went through a lot. A lot of people were shot. A lot of people were taken straight to jail, to different parts of the country. This is just the beginning for the Yoruba people. And there are two situations involved. The Yoruba people cannot back down because they've been hearing too much that they are cowards. They have already started. They cannot back down. They only have to fix another day and go for their demonstrations again. And then the government doesn't know how to handle the Yoruba, because if they start shooting like they shot the IPOB, this will escalate very fast in the southwest. Because don't forget that there are Fulanis in the bushes in the southwest, all over the southwest. You know? And if these people are forced to go into the bushes to go and hide from the police, they'll be attacking the settlers in the bushes to lead to massive killing. While they have their own ESN, they are in the bushes waiting for the police, because this is a strategy. Being in the bushes and waiting for the army to come is a strategy that, okay, now the army does not know where to see you. They have to come to the bushes. And while you're in the bush, you're clearing out all the Fulanis, so there will be double tragedy. So I think we are really facing a time where the government has been shown. But
X0, do you think, given the fact that the Yorubas control the media and the media controls public opinion, do you think they will wage against the Yoruba agitation in the same manner that they waged against the IPOB agitation?
To tell you the truth, I just want to make something clear, and I want to correct Mbaka-Live. What he calls the Yoruba media is the media as it is. It's just predominantly Yoruba. If it was
but the media is predominantly Yoruba controlled, essentially.
Yes, exactly. So if it was Igbos controlling, the overlord is Buhari. They cannot. There are some things you cannot do in the media as of today. Just like you saw what happened with channel when they wanted to air the view of Emma Power, and they were immediately helped. That is what makes them to step down, pipe down low. No channel can do it. Even the so-called Arise TV, there's a limit to what they can ask. There's a limit to what they can ask. So that's what it is. So it's not that it's Yoruba media, it's just predominantly Yoruba. Just like the businesses and people who are importing are predominantly Igbo. That is what just happened. So it's not the Yorubas now attacking the Igbo per se. No, it's just
it's not even that point I was going to. What I was going to is that because of the Yoruba influence in the media and the way that our media shapes public opinion, would they use the same heavy hand that they used against the agitations coming from the East? Would they use the same heavy hand with the Yorubas, knowing fully well that the Yorubas have the media as a weapon to fight back?
I don't think so. You know why? Let's be honest. Over the years, a lot of people gained experience and saw the government for what it was. You know, initially the lies were coming in and people were feeding part of the lies that IPOB is militant, they are killing people. Over time, we began to see the atrocities that the government was committing, and then the media couldn't even, sometimes they couldn't even go all out against IPOB. So today, with all they've seen, without that experience behind them, they know that they cannot come out fully against the old Douala movement. They can't. Because they know that there are two sets of people who are against them, the Igbos and the Yoruba. And don't forget that the middle belt are coming up fast. So I don't think they can. I don't think they are going to do that.
Okay, Freeman. No, okay. Xero. Let me bring Mike in just to say hello, and then I'll take Bia's opinion, and then we come and take Mike's opinion fully. So, Mike, just a quick hello. Hello, Mike.
Hello. Okay. Am I clear? Because it looks like when you guys are talking, you guys are breaking up.
No, you're very clear.
Can you guys hear me clearly?
I can hear you clearly.
Okay,
can you hear me clearly?
Okay.
Okay, it's just really to acknowledge
I'm hearing
your presence.
you guys, but it seems like you guys are breaking up.
Oh, okay, it's just really to acknowledge your presence. I said it's just to acknowledge your presence. So mute yourself again. Then we go to Bia and then come back to you. So Bia.
Hello again.
I don't know. It's like your voice is breaking. But...
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
But can you guys hear me, Sha?
Yeah, we can hear you, Mike.
Loud and clear.
Mike, just mute yourself and let Bia go. Yeah, Bia, over to you.
I believe the structures, governmental structures that control all the departments in Nigeria, be it media, the governors, they are all bent and corrupt. So, with the Odudua agitation just beginning to take off, I believe they will go through some of the things that IPOB had already gone through, and possibly they could learn from some things that happened to IPOB that it may happen to them. And the governments, they are watching to see if they can try what happened, how they treated IPOB to them. So they're going to try.
Do you think they will? Do you think they will, Abia? Do you think they will go after the
Odudua? They will, because they will
with the same aggression. With the same aggression.
There will be aggression, maybe in a different form. They would use people. They would turn people against each other. What they do best. So they are using IPOB as a sample, and they're going to try that sample on Odudua. They're definitely going to do what they do best. But the media, as we all know, the Odudua side, they control the main media, and it's shameful that they couldn't actually ask people or some of these agitators direct questions to find out their opinions before they're being criminalized. I wonder how that is going to play into the journey for Odudua, but I believe there could be a lot of corruptions in that media. They will try to speak. I don't think they would be on the government side. They would be on the political side because of their pockets and their greed. Yeah. I bet any of them.
Sorry, Bia. Just to that corruption that you said, I just had a thought. Do you think some of the elements that are in this Odudua movement at the head of it, do you think it's about money for some of them, or do you think they are actually truly after this Odudua idea?
Just like we have in IPOB, people are there for various reasons, but the main idea remains that most maybe perhaps want the freedom. I would suppose it's the same for Odudua. Just like when you are going for a journey to achieve something, not everything glitters that are gold. Some will be genuine, some will fall along the side. They will be tested, they will be tried, they will go through hell, just like every freedom fighter goes through. Do they have the balls? Can they stand tall? Just like it's time. I think they can do it. They will go through trials, and the structures, will not relent to crush them. They could use their brethren, someone very close, because money is powerful, like as I've said before.
Because amongst the Yorubas, we have elements like Femi Fani-Kayode, who we all know is a prostitute, but then of course he's a senior voice within the Yoruba space. So that's one of those leaks that infiltration can use to come in. And Femi Fani-Kayode, of course, his only tribe and religion is a dollar. So that is why I really asked that question, that can that movement be quickly corrupted? And once it is corrupted with money, it will dissipate. So have that thought, or do you want to address that, or do you want me to put that to someone else? Bia?
I can say my point of view there. Like I said, there will be definitely corrupt eggs, bad eggs among them. But amongst them, there will definitely be the genuine ones, and I believe they will triumph. But the journey is going to be a tough one, so we are watching to see how they're going to survive that. But definitely, the politicians will plant people who, with time, the fake ones will be weeded out, and the real ones will come out. Maybe the voices we're hearing now might not take them to the finish line, but we shall see.
And do you believe it's genuine, this Oduduwa agitation? Do you believe that there's real substance? Do you think it has a backbone, this Oduduwa agitation?
I believe my point of view is that I listen to a lot of I listen to NNAMDI Kanu and a few like Mayegu Politico, and with the vibe that is going on in Nigeria is like they say, foul nyash don't open. So maybe some of the Oduduans have seen things, they are realizing things, and they are waking up. So they will be tried and tested, and time shall tell. But I believe they mean it for now, but whether they have that guts to carry it through, we shall see.
The conviction. Okay, thank you, Bia. Don't leave us just yet. Let's hear from our Prof. So just the general conversation, the Oduduwa agitation now that is springing up now and is gaining momentum. Isaac was telling us yesterday that they are actually going from village to village to sensitize people within Yoruba land that were pulling out. And then in the story that we did yesterday, we were actually building up to this demonstration, this rally that was taking place in Abeokuta, and the police were saying that Professor Banji Akintoye was a troublemaker. I think you were here when we were asking if they were hooligans. So now it looks as though they are now being arrested. So is it the same playbook that they used with IPOB that they are using with Oduduwa? And do you think this Oduduwa narrative, this now thing that is the green shoots of it that we're saying, do you think it has any legs, or is it just something that will quickly fade away? Prof? Oh, sorry. Did I mute you, or did you mute yourself? Hold on, Prof. Oh, yeah.
Okay, I've muted myself. Yeah. To me, I don't see this Oduduwa agitation fading away. But the only thing I have to tell them, they should remain resolute, because you see, there's something terrible West said. I can't remember the statement, but what he said is, when you put monkeys in charge of to do something meant for men, the result of it will be the result of monkeys. What I'm saying it is, the people in power are people that are known for nomadic life, known for moving around with cattle. How do they move their cattle? They can turn to one cattle and start moving their cattle, which I've witnessed in Taraba State. They can use koboko on their cattle. They sleep with their cattle. This is what they have put in their governance. And when someone fails to follow what they say, they will start practicing that evil on such people. This is what they're doing. This is what they did to IPOB. The news they put on paper, in short, it's a lie. Let me not even go to use probability. The probability of what they said is zero. You know when they say the probability of an event is zero, that is what it is. There's no truth of it. And again, these journalists, they're another part of the problem. They should do their best to say the truth. Because someone reading this thing will say, no, they'll start blaming the Oduduwa people. But it's not actually what happened. You understand? I believe strongly. You see, the Yorubas in the West, you see the East. To me, these are the strongest people that can carry out a agitation to separate for now. The middle belt should wake up. For now, the Yorubas and the East, they can do these things independently. The only thing there is that this Janjaweed government will do their best to, halt it. And what I have to say,
are we not hearing the same language that we heard? Was it 2012 or thereabout that the green shoots of IPOP was springing when they were saying, oh, they are troublemakers, they went to burn down buildings, they did this, that, and the other, and now the candidate was telling us that it's a peaceful agitation, but they started to throw all these things at them so that they could build the narrative to then have that Operation Crocodile dance that they did then when they went to shoot up his home and killed quite a few people, and he narrowly escaped with his life. So is this not the same sort of drum beats? Because Isaac has now given us a narrative of what he saw with his own eyes, which is in total contrast with what the senior police person in Ogun State is telling us, which is the same templates that they used to color the IPOP movement bad. So is it color them bad to shoot them up that we're seeing again, Prof?
Yeah, that is what they're doing now. This is an evil antics to justify them, but they're making the government is what I'm laughing at, because to me, this government, if they're not taking time, they're going to play the best role to make this agitation succeed. Their evil will come and fall back on them. See, I said it some days ago. When a house is burning, and when a house starts burning and you see it's a fuse that caused the problem, bring out that fuse. It will help you. It's better than going to call fire service. The fire service may, sprinkle whatever, anti-fire, quenchant or whatever, and leave. But once the electricity source is put on again, the fire will come again. So the government, I'm just laughing at them. What they're doing, they're not helping themselves. Rather, in a way, they're helping the agitation. You understand? So why I support them.
Because they cannot stop this thing. They cannot stop this thing, because the people have made up their mind that this is that enough is enough. And when you are hearing big voices like Professor Akintoye and Ayadebanjo, he spoke yesterday as well, because he's still with One Nigeria, but he's saying that the level of abuse that is getting for One Nigeria now is making it difficult for him to maintain that position without restructuring. So you see very quickly that the momentum is building up, but then of course they want to use Kung Fu fighting, which is the only language that they know.
That's what they know now.
Yeah,
that's what they know.
Yes, I'm here. I just hope that
Freddy,
I just hope that the Oduduwas can sustain this. It's not easy, and then because they're gonna hit them with every mind that they've got. And they will even try to, infiltrate them. That's what they did to IPOP as well. They will bring people to put in there as well, as in kind of. So they will do that. But the thing is, if they are, anyway, I will say if, I know they are very serious at the moment. So if they can sustain it and then keep pushing, because they will start doing that, and then they will start taking people out one by one. They will start, intimidating, making sure that they don't hold their rallies, they don't have their meetings.
Which they are doing already. We've seen it now.
Exactly. So that is it. And they haven't started shooting. They will get to that.
Isaac, I'm going to bring you in now, because that's what Freddie posited. Your best position to answer it, but I just like to add this. Imagine some demonstration that is being led by somebody like Professor Akintoye, and they have helicopter hovering around and 100 policemen surrounding them.
And then
so let's bring
one more minute. Let me just say something.
Yeah,
minute. The is even good, because in the Oduduwa agitation, they've got some prominent names there. In IPOP one, there wasn't from the beginning. So that is that is a plus for the Oduduwa nation, because they've got some prominent names, some big, well-known guys already. In IPOB was like, they were seeing them as charlatan youths and stuff like that. So they didn't actually take them serious from the beginning. They thought that it was just kids messing around, so they can
Freddie, I will put this question for you to reflect on as I go to Isaac, just off the back of what you said. With the Eastern quarters seeing the sort of prominence that is leading the agitation for Oduduwa separation, will the quality elders in the Eastern quarters, would they now start to revise their position, either sitting on the fence or saying one Nigeria, and come out for IPOB? So reflect on that as I go to Isaac. Isaac, what Freddie was saying is, was musing is that does the Oduduwa agitation, does it have backbone, or is it a case of once they hear two bazooka shots, they will say Egbamio and they will run for the forest? Isaac, Freddie, mute yourself.
The issue is that I saw that today live. As a matter of fact, the police initially they cautioned themselves because they don't really want to. But there was a particular police officer there that fired 3 shots. Then the protesters, I'm not going to put protester. Those who are campaigning for Yoruba Nation, some of them have to rush after him, and they have to actually they got him. To him, they hand him over to his superior because they want him not to fire a shot. Now, the Yoruba agitation, I will say that it's not a child play anymore, because I happen to attend, to watch some of their meeting live when I'm available, because those who are at home right now, they are just
Isaac, you are breaking.
Doing for the people in the ground, the people living away in abroad. Those are the people who are financing, because, as I said, we have a lot of people from US. We have a lot of people from UK. You have a lot of, even in Brazil, up to Brazil, because every single month, Professor Akintoye always make me have a meeting with those group. It's not okay now. Professor Banji Akintoye is a leader of Egbe Omo Odua, right?
Ilana Omo Odua.
Then they have a lot of group like that is different from that. So in each group, they have leader that always report back to Professor Akintoye on every month. Every month, they always have that meeting. So it's not something that they started and they will just they do like Bia said, Bia Odua said, they will throw a lot of things, and like Fred said also, they will throw a lot of things to them, which we have been seeing. Even today, before the incident happened, I said something is going to happen, because I know since Abiodun already make a pronunciation that he didn't want to see anybody, any Odua agitator in Ogun State or in Abeokuta to be precise. I know something is going to happen. I already knew that something is going to happen. The other day, they were threatening Professor Banji Akintoye that they will come to his house and will pick him up. And he said, "Well, I'm very much available. You can come to my house." So that was thereafter. I think it was 2 days after the attack in Igboho on the Ibadan Expressway. So
yes, with the DSS.
Exactly. So it's not issue of child play. The main people are the people, professional people that live in abroad, professional people that they are well to do. But all those things that you are seeing at home is just those who are just doing the campaign to promote the movement. That's all.
Okay, Isaac, I'll put this question to you, and then I'll have X0 answer it as well. This Oduduwa thing that we're all talking about now, how strong is the base and the mass? Is this one of those Showore-like thing when it is like some internet noise making, and when it comes to the actual facts, there is actually nobody behind it? Because of course we saw with Showore, with all of his noise, he only got 40,000 votes. So how strong is the base for this thing, and how deep is that desire for Oduduwa Nation? So you are Isaac into X0, and then anyone else that wants to come in.
I made mention of something yesterday, right? They are doing even village to house, village to village awareness. Even in Ondo State, they will be having mega rally in Ondo State. I think this month. They're supposed to have had that rally, I think last month, but the governor of Ondo State is not part of Oduduwa something. But truly, when you ask people from home, they will be saying, "No, he's just talking. He can only talk for himself because he's benefiting with the corrupt system." So it's not issue of something that they will just they take, and it's not internet something. It is a very serious something. Like issue of Showore, his case is different. Though I know the reason why you asked that question, right? Because a lot of people from overseas also back Showore at that time.
Yes, when he was traveling around the world, I think you even invited him to that. And we all thought that he was going to be the next president, and we're all getting ready. And he did score 40,000 votes.
But this one is quite different, because this is about issue of thing that is affecting people. Because one of the reasons that spring this up is issue of killing. That nowhere is safe, because people in abroad
it's a life and death matter.
Exactly. Even I can tell you, most people in abroad want to come home, but they cannot. Constitution. Our politicians, they are not ready to amend anything because they are benefiting from it. So the best thing is for people around the Yoruba people around the world to as a matter of fact, let me just hit you with something. It's not even Yoruba alone that formed this group that I just told you that Professor Akintoye was having meeting with. It started from there are some from Middle Belt, come to Delta, do come to Southwest. They always have that meeting. So it's not issue of internet. And I think you can hear what Ayo was saying yesterday. They are making a lot of things, like the way the referendum is going to be conducted, the constitution that we eventually when Yoruba eventually get their own republic, then there will be a constitution. There are some people that are drafting that, and as a matter of fact, there are some group that already nominated to be looking for places, like in England, where Yoruba people can just come and if they have any problem, they can come and explain to the representative there. The same thing in US. So they had that meeting. They had that meeting in March. So a lot of things is going on because I'm following everything that is going on. So okay. It's not issue of internet.
Let's put it to X0, because I'm still not convinced. It's a matter of how deep is your love? How deep is this want for this Oduduwa agitation? Because of course, the internet amplifies everything, and when they announce it on social media, you think the whole world wants the same thing. But then, of course, I've cited the example of Showore, a global superstar on the internet, but not even a local champion in his own village, as we saw from the election results. So how deep is this desire and this Oduduwa movement, one? And also, as we were discussing, how strong is it? What is the substance? Will it crumble at the first sign of danger or at the first hurdle? So, Exiro, address that.
Yes, I will tell you for one, because I know some of the people who've actually left Europe, gone to Nigeria for series of meetings. I don't know if you
Yeah,
heard
I think
about
Koiki is one of them. Koiki.
No, so was even his phone is just for the what's it called, for this man.
Igboho.
I mean, yeah, but Igboho was the front man that he went as a like a messenger to go and do the work of Moses. But you read Joshua is the OPC. You understand? Now, members of the OPU and Odua people's there's what it's called. It's not the OPC now. It's a stretch of the OPC that is all over the world. They were the ones leaving the Europe and Americas to Nigeria to meet. And I don't take this group as just a mere group. When the OPU is gathering and meeting, I was privy to information, so I know what I'm saying. And then all the other unions, the Yoruba unions all over, discussing issues like this, then you know that it is not something to take for granted. So I know for a fact that they will not back down. They have sounded their dragon trumpet. And then again, like I said initially, once you go out, like because of the Yoruba, the way the Igbos were saying, the Yorubas are cowards and that, and they made this attempt to go out now. That's all. There's no going back. The message is easy to sell to the Yorubas. In Osun, in Oyo, in Ogun, in Ekiti. The Fulani are in their forest. Everywhere they have more camps in Yoruba land than anywhere in this country. They have more camps. So you can't even go to farm. I have a farm in Oyo. I have a farm in Ibarapa. I had to close it down. 40 hectares is not small land now. I'm just side by side with the Fulani. The boys were working and they slashed about 3 of them with their sharp knife and they ran away. Since then, we've not worked on that land since 2017 up to this moment. You know how much I've lost there? I've lost so much money. So I know for a fact what is happening. And I know for a fact what is going on within the Yoruba.
Because they will be tested and they will be tested very soon. And the language for that test is the language that we're hearing out of Abeokuta now. So let me put it to Professor Datao as well. How deep do you think this Yoruba thing is? And do you think they can break them? How easily can they be broken, if they can be broken at all, Prof?
I don't think they will easily be broken, but there's still a way to break them. The way to break them is one, by fear, and by basically by fear and infiltration. That infiltration is, okay, they have some prominent names among them. They can simply find a way to infiltrate them, make them to start singing a different song. It's just similar to what was happened some days ago. I think in Lagos, they presented a book, Islam in Yoruba Land. Instead of them to discuss on the book, they're discussing of Islam, trying to show them, okay, you people, we have something in common. You know, that is one way. If they infiltrate them, they can easily break them. So they should be aware of such antics. The aspect of fear, they should know. They should.
You think they are trying to use? You think they are trying to use religion to pull them in?
Yes, part of it, because we all know that there are a lot of majority of them that are Islamic. We all know the current minister of I think that's information. Yeah, information. Lai Mohammed. He's from Kwara State. You understand? And we all know what happened to.
I think is Muslim as well, if I'm not mistaken.
What's the name of the speaker? What's that his name? I forgot it. He was initially Christian, changed to Muslim, just to Islamic religion, just to Wamaja or whatever. It's just to hold on to his seat. So I will be I will be very, very sad if they break down, but I don't want that. And they should look at what IPOP did. You understand? They should also look at the case of South Africa, because Nelson Mandela, when he was fighting for the agitation, they were tagged as terrorists. They were tagged as terrorists. So You know, these are things.
Every freedom fighter was once a terrorist. Che Guevara, what is his name? That one from Cuba, Mandela, as you said, they were once a terrorist. So I'll start taking closing remarks now, and I'll start from Bia. So Bia,
Okay.
just your closing remarks as we seek to round off.
Okay. I believe that the Odudua nation should make good, positive use of their media to stand for justice, because definitely there's going to be a lot of injustice and a lot of betrayals. They should stand firm, because I believe that when people are pushed to the walls, then you will see the real Odudua fight. I don't believe they are cowards. I believe they are being structured in a certain way based on their cultural background, just like Igbos have their culture. So people do things differently, but in the end, they will get there. They will be tested, but I believe they will come through. And the politicians will help push this agenda, because the more yep.
No, I was just going to ask. Yeah, I can hear you. I was just going to ask, just off the back of what you said, do you think the Yorubas fight differently?
Everyone is unique, and I believe everyone fights differently. But the goal is there. I believe the fire is there. But with time, they will go through more brims of fire that will make them stronger. And the more the politicians push them, they will do the unthinkable. And that is when that revolution will boil. So it's going to happen. It's just kicking up now. But I just want to say, because the Odudua people have the media, they should use it positively. They shouldn't use it as a weapon against the Odudua people, just like the way they've not been really fair to the Ipobians. For some reason, they've kept calm, but we should work all together, because everyone, we are all in this mess. We need to fight for our rights. We need to stay together regardless. So good luck to them, and I wish them well. That's it.
All right. Thank you, Bia. Hopefully we'll see you again when you have the chance. It's always a delight to hear your voice. And I think I speak on behalf of everyone. That's Bia. You all know her voice, and you all know, always calm and always steady and always intelligent in what she has to say. So I'll go to you next, X0, for your closing remarks.
Yes, I know for a fact that Yorubas are going to surprise everybody. Don't forget that they have in mind the case of Ilorin, where they lost Ilorin to this northern people, the northern, the Fulani, and they don't want to. In fact, that is, if you remind the Yoruba man of Ilorin and tell him Ilorin is the north, he'll be very angry. Ilorin, which is 80% Yoruba. So I think you're about to see what you've never seen before. Don't forget that even in Lagos, when the NURTW are fighting, the police dare not come in. The military dare not come in. And that's just some few elements. And
MC Oluoma and his voice.
Yes, just MC Oluoma and his voice. And everybody, the police and the army, dare not step in. And now you're talking of the whole Yoruba boys. You know, how many soldiers do we have in Nigeria? How many? Just tell me. So that's that.
Because just to interrupt you, the question that I was putting to Bia, that does she think that the Yorubas fight differently? What I was actually wanting to spark was that the Yorubas, I think they fight with stealth and guile rather than confrontationally, because of course Yorubas, you know, they talk in nuance and they act in nuance, so they'll wage that war on more like a diplomatic pressure sort of a way, rather than taking to weapons and taking to the street. So this is what I was looking to have thoughts around. So do you have thoughts around that?
Yes, but it's true. You know, in Igbo land, I will tell you for a fact, the Igbo man is more direct. That is why they're having political problems. The Igbo man doesn't know his way around his politics, dirty politics. He wants you to be just. The Yoruba man sees you're a problem, but looks back at his people, looks at how a direct conflict with you is going to hamper his people. He goes back, talks to his people, and they realize that, oh, we cannot fight this battle now. Let's wait till after 5 years. You understand? That 5 years is now. The Yoruba man is not a direct man. He goes back to his people. That's what Awolowo did. Awolowo would have fought for the liberation of the Yorubas.
But do you think the Yoruba should be more direct? Because that has not worked for us so far. Do you think we should be a bit more direct and just, just go for it, whatever, hell for leather?
It's not easy to be direct in a country where you have a multiplicity of ethnic groups. What if you are going direct and the Igbos stay behind the overlord, and then you
No, that will never happen. The Igbos will always be, at the front.
No. It depends on the kind of leaders you have at the particular point. The kind of leaders we had at the particular point was Ojukwu, who was direct, Awolowo, who was more diplomatic. You understand me? So whenever the Fulanis first approached the Igbos, actually, I said, let's rule this country together, and let's put the Yorubas behind. And the Igbos, they said, Oga, you guys don't have the knowledge. You don't have the capacity. Why are you everywhere? They cannot be leading us politically. And they killed the motherfuckers. I'm sorry for that language. But that's what brought. They approached Awolowo and said, Awolowo, go back and do this. Awolowo thought about his people. And for me, he's a Yoruba hero. But he is not everybody's hero. Which automatically is what Buhari is doing now. Buhari is Fulani hero, whether you like it or not. But you can see from your own point of view that he's not a hero. So the Yorubas have been diplomatic, the Igbos have been more direct, because after the first mistake, so after the first decision by the elders, everybody had to follow suit with what their elders did. We have to be direct because we are not gaining anything from this thing. We have to just be direct.
So it's horses for courses, whatever suits, Abi.
Yeah, whatever suits, because the Yorubas were benefiting, of course. So they have to play along.
Okay, Xero, thank you. Hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow. You know the routine. Everybody should have set their schedules to it by now. So Xero, then go on.
What time is it tomorrow?
It's 10:30 UK time. So it started 2 hours 40 minutes ago. So 2 hours 40 minutes ago, wherever you are.
That's 12 o'clock. Yeah. All
right. All right. Thank you, Xero. Of course, Xero trying to strike the balance between the different approaches of the Yorubas and the Igbos. So using that theme, Freddie, with your closing remarks, Freddie.
Okay. Yeah. The question you asked about the leaders in Igbo land joining the agitation and stuff. Okay, one thing I hope the Yorubas sustain this agitation, because in as much as that they have some prominent names among them, there are still some faction loyal to Jagaban, who is warming up anyway to be the president and one Nigerianist. So obviously, I don't think his group will join this group. So the pressure will be coming from within more than even external. So I think all the Fulanis need to do is to talk to him, and he do the job inside. So and I hope they will be able to stand up to him and any other person that might want to be an obstacle to them realizing their goal. Then the Igbos, I think, because they don't have much people in politics, and then the few that they have try to scrape to be there, so they can do anything to show that, see, I'm different, I'm not this, so that they could be able, so they more or less sell out. They sell us out to be able to get favor from the Fulanis or whatever, you know. So that is why when the struggles, when IPOB started, it was more like, I could say, NNAMDI was just barely 40 or something years old then. So it was more of youths doing this thing then. So, and then they thought it was kids, you know, playing pranks that they're gonna die of. But what they didn't know was that the zeal was there, the determination, and they remain steadfast and resolute. So now I hope they are now that they see where the whole thing is going, I hope they will come out and support it. But because most of them have already, you know, soiled their hand, have already messed up in taking sort of maybe bribe or being corrupt or whatever. So they are holding them by the balls. So they're not gonna come out to support, because, you know, when somebody is holding you, is very difficult for you to, you know, to come up and go against him, because they can easily flip it against you and then and send the DSS or whatever, you know, to chase you.
Okay, Freddie.
Yeah.
So, no, I was just going to start rounding it off. Always a delight, of course. I mean, Freddie, you are now a regular fixture on this channel now, so people obviously look forward to hearing your voice. So avail us of it whenever you have a chance. You know the schedules. So whenever you have the chance, then just join us and just lend your voice to the discussion.
That would be good. Thank you very much for having me, and thank you, everyone, and have a good night.
Thank you, Freddie. Prof, over to you.
Yeah, I like what Freddie said. And the thing I have to simply say, I'm going to make a statement by this same Mbaka. He said this thing some years ago when he spoke against the Enugu State governor, which he spoke for. When he entered power, he started misbehaving. He called him a mother. This is the statement he said. He said that he ate Jacob's porridge. My Yoruba agitators, please beware of Jacob's porridge.
Now, you have to explain that.
Jacob's porridge is simple. What happened? Jacob's porridge. Yeah, Jacob's porridge.
Yeah.
Isaac was to bless Esau. Esau was meant to have that right. Was meant to have that right. Jacob saw his brother Esau was hungry, and he observed Esau say he's ready to give his birthright, and he voiced it out and ate the porridge. 2 legal grounds to hold him tight. And I found out in life, when such thing happens, there will be a spiritual kind of force that will make that thing perfect. What happened? When he came to the time of blessing, what did Jacob do? He went and, disguised. And he got the blessing. It's simple like that. So that's one thing I want the Yorubas to be aware of. Because, this agitation just has to go. Now, let me say something on Shirowell. I like Shirowell. But my problem with him is, yes, revolution is good. My problem with him is he's a one Nigeria list. And at this point of time, that is not working. The people in power are not hiding it. They're not hiding it. They just want to hold onto that power. The Constitution. I just don't know, but the truth of this, I want the Yorubas to keep up. They should be aware. It won't be easy. It will never be easy. It won't be easy. So that's what I have to say.
Okay, Prof. As ever, we look forward to seeing you tomorrow if you have a chance. You did have your daughter here with us.
No, I'm at work. If you observe today,
and the setting is different.
Longer and free because I'm on work. This Saturday I was at work, so that I was very free. If you observe that I've been, the only time I hooked up was when my phone messed up. But I've been.
Okay, brilliant. A delight to hear from you, Prof. We all know Prof, so no need to embellish anything he has to say. He speaks his mind clearly. So, Isaac, over to you.
Yeah, based on what Doctor already said, I think we Yoruba agitators should be aware that they will attack them. That is exactly what they saw today, because that police fired 3 rounds of ammunition to the crowd and they heard him. Actually, if they want to do something nasty, that crowd will have even killed him. But one of them said, no, don't touch him, and they left everything. They left him alone. They didn't touch any police vehicle. They hand him over to his superior, and they eventually apologized to those people anyway, to the movement. So now police came back and giving an other side of story that is not even relevant. So that is part of what they are going to face. And Igboho already told them that they should go and prepare themselves, because they are going to. There is no way they will be attacked. And I believe, if not because of some of them are fortified today now, they will have, that shot will have even killed somebody. But I think if once they put their mind to it, I think it could be achieved anyway. Jagaban will try all what he could anyway to make sure that it's not the request is not going to be granted. He will try all his best, though he may be doing it undergroundly. But we know for sure he doesn't really care about the issue of Yoruba nation. He cares about 2023. He wants to become the president of Nigeria by fire by force. So, and hopefully and see if he'll be able to see 2023. Because the way Nigeria is going,
just 2 things before I let you go.
Nobody knows what is going to happen in the next 2 months. And if the military are attacking in the east, and they are attacking in the south, and they are attacking in the north, they're killing Boko Haram, they'll be overstretched. So
just 2 things before I let you go, Isaac. Just off the back of what you said, do you think Tinubu as a president is a better option than this Odudua agitation? Do you think Yoruba interest will be served better and is a more realistic Yoruba projection to have Tinubu presidency? Because it's almost certain that if Tinubu becomes president, he's going to favor his own people, because that precedence has now been set. So is that an option that weighs better than this Odudua agitation? That's one. And then, is there any name outside of Professor Akintoye that is actually at the head of this Odudua agitation? That's 2. So forget Sunday Igboho, but we're talking about like a big name elite sort of a person.
Okay, now the first question, issue of Tinubu, let's just put that away, because even restructuring is not even in agenda. And I'm very happy that you did mention the Pa Debanjo, that he said the issue of restructuring is not even buying it now. That is exactly what is going on. It's not an issue of president or restructuring. That it is already past that stage. So whoever, if 2023 comes and all of us we are alive and we still remain in Nigeria, let's see the number of votes let's see not the number of people that will vote. Let's see the number of people that will vote. Let me just put that away. Let's see it. Then for the prominent member of
agitation,
agitation. There's a lot of them anyway. There's a lot of professors, and I can tell you there's a lot of people that is working underground themselves. Because due to the reprisal from government, they don't want to show themselves.
Has Gani Adams declared for Odudua?
Yes. Even he put every part of himself now to read. Before he didn't want to really go to read, but since he sees that nothing really changed, it's the same thing over, and killing still continue.
Okay.
And the issue of appointment is still remain the same thing.
Oh, okay. We know that he cannot say it publicly, but from the body
No,
language. No. I'm going to another person now. We know that he cannot. We know that he cannot say it publicly, but from his body language, are you reading that the Ooni of Ife is for Oduduwa Republic?
Well,
yeah.
To me,
and the Alaafin of Oyo. Both of them.
I will say yes. The only person that really that is not really interested in it is this king from Iwo.
Oh, Amugo. Oh no, forget him.
But the rest, they don't. They don't really want to, because they also realize that the benefit that they are going to get, like issue of because these people are really hammering them that how could a first-class king be ruled by ordinary local government council, local government chairman?
No, that's wrong.
So I think this thing is eating them too. That this is true, but they don't really want to. They do not. Okay, now there were 1,000 women that came from abroad. So I don't know if you really follow the agitation, you will see some group of women that always wear white clothes. They always wear white clothes. When they came to Nigeria, they first went to Ooni of Ife Palace, and they declared their mission. So about a week or 2 weeks after, that was when they had a mega rally in Ibadan. The first mega rally they had. That was when they had it. So I believe all the kings, except that man, I believe, even to some extent, I can tell you some governors in Southwest, even in support. I can tell you that.
I think I agree that Akeredolu definitely. I would say Akeredolu was in support.
You see all these people that are just showing okay, like that of Akeredolu. Do you know that he was the first person? Because it was not even as big as this when he said, when he passed sent a memorandum that every school in Ondo State should
to be reciting the anthem.
Oduduwa national anthem. That one's still there. He never cancelled that.
And just before I let you go, I think that thing that you said that Akeredolu did is a very bold move, because a lot of the schools in Ondo State, a lot of them are federal schools, but he put that in place as the #1 citizen of that space.
Yes.
So I really admire that guy. I never really paid him any attention before until he was showing his true colors, and he's a real Yoruba man.
I will say that though he may have problem of paying like paying 25%, 30%, 75% also anyway. But he is the person that came out boldly and said that he doesn't want Fulani in any of the farm. They have to come out and register.
Yes.
So that was why they were having some problem between. There was a back and forth statement between the federal government and him and Garba Shehu.
Yeah, that was when Garba was quoting law to him.
Exactly, quoting law to Khan. So I think in that part, I praise him in that part. To me, you
are not convinced. You don't sound like you are convinced about him. You are not convinced about him.
Not that I'm not really convinced about him, but the issue.
Look, you have been exposed. You have been exposed.
Politician will always be politician anyway. The only problem I have with him right now is issue of paying 25%. Why you know for sure that these people need their money. You cannot be getting.
What's that 25%? Just before I let you go.
25% of salary. If you are
okay, it's one of those. Okay.
Yeah, he's paying 25% and 75%, sometimes 30%. And I can tell you now, the salary they are getting now is salary for last year or early January, last year December. So if you are doing that, I'm not really going to fully support you. But for the issue of agitation and Yoruba and putting all those things in place, I praise him for that.
All right, thank you, Isaac. It's been a long one as always. It's always a long one, and of course, I don't think these sessions will ever really be complete without people hearing from you. Because of course, I mean, I'm sure you read the comment section. It's Isaac. So anytime that you're chanced, of course, come join. I mean, you are effectively one of the hosts of the sessions now. So that's Isaac. We wish him a good night so he can go get his dinner. So that's been the session. We've gone through quite a few stories. What did we speak about? We spoke about Fayemi saying that the insurgency in Nigeria has petered down since 2015 after Buhari came into government. So that, of course, we concluded might well be part of the calculus for 2023. So that is him politicking. And then we went on to NNAMDI Kanu asking the Igbos to defend Father Mbaka. So that we're saying an enemy of your enemy and all of that sort of a language, because of course there's been open warfare between Father Mbaka and NNAMDI Kanu for ages, but now of course they have a common enemy. So swords are sheathed as they approach that. And then we landed in Imo State with the never-ending narrative of our Fulani-made governor, Hope Uzodinma, threatening fire and brimstone against the IPOB movement. Of course, his house was recently burnt down. And then we landed on the Odudua agitation, a story that we have been tracking all through the course of the week. So the Odudua agitation had, I don't really like that word, agitation, so I'm going to abandon it. I'm going to replace it with movement. So Odudua movement has been saying they are going to be holding a rally in Abeokuta, and they've trailed this just to sensitize people and draw out the crowd. And the police services in that state are saying that they are going to put a stop to it. So already positions were entrenched, and of course, Professor Akitoye said that rally will hold come what may, and that rally has held, and the police have held to their promise to go in heavy hands to the point of arresting 11 people and then making up lies about what happened. But fortunately for us, we had like a first-hand account from Isaac, who actually watched the thing play out live, a total contrast, of course, to the narrative that the police are presenting. That then chimes again, is an echoing of the narrative that was the build-up to IPOB. So it is deja vu that we're seeing playing out again. So that has been the narration. So we had the interlude with Freeman. So I'm just going to address that quickly, and I'm going to cap it. So this is something that I'm going to nip in the bud, because of course we've always had Freeman on this show, and he's always had his position. He's a pro-IPOB person, and that's good, you know. But he's always had his position. But then, of course, we had a gentleman called Maurice come on a couple of days ago, and he was quite assertive, but polite, but assertive in his ways, you know, trying to call me out, and I defended myself. So I feel that Freeman might have felt emboldened by that to come and take his own shot. So he had his go, and I'm not going to stifle anyone's voice. So he had his go. But now, that's going to be the cap on that. So whoever next wants to be the superstar hero is not going to be allowed, because I'm going to cap that now at that point. But me capping it at that point does not in any way impinge on how I'm going to be running the sessions. So whatever stories I want to bring, I will continue to bring it. And I'm going to continue to describe those stories in the way that is my want. So nothing changes off the back of those two outbursts that we've heard, and we will not be hearing those outbursts again, because that has been heard and acknowledged. So we cap it there. So I'll leave you here. Carry this conversation on with you in the comment section, but here I say peace.